attract? Why do you attract these types of partners? And what is the ideal partner for you? Now, you got a choice between pile number 1, which is represented by the green stone, pile number 2, which is represented by the clear quartz stone, and pile number 3, which is represented by the tiger's eye. I'm going to give you a moment to choose, and I'm going to be right back with you. Okie dokie, let's go to pile number 1. Hello, thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at what type of partner do you choose. For those of you that have chose the green stone, the stone is so smooth and beautiful, I don't want to put it down. Okay, I'm hearing for some of you that you may tend to go towards smooth talkers. But let's just see. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so we have the Two of Swords. You could attract people that are quite closed off emotionally. You may also see this as a challenge as well, because you may feel to yourself that, you know, I'm hearing if you love them more, then they will open up. But you can seem to attract people that are quite aloof, very distant. I'm hearing for some of you that you find this quite sexy, quite a turn on, because this type of energy may actually intrigue you because it makes you want to find out more about the person. You may also attract people that I'm hearing could play hard to get and could be quite detached and show a lack of emotion. Yeah, you generally could attract people that are very distant, very emotionally distant, you know, people that don't actually show their emotions. And you could be quite comfortable in this energy, or in the energy of them distancing themselves to you. And Spirit is saying that maybe you may have been abandoned. And I don't want to trigger anyone, but maybe for some of you, you may have been abandoned by maybe a parent or parents, or you may not be very close to your family members. Maybe growing up, you know, your family members were in disagreement with each other, and because of this, you are not close to your extended family members. Like, you don't know some of your extended family members because there's a lot of history between maybe your parents and, you know, an uncle and their children or something along them lines. So it could have just been yourself, or it could have just been yourself and your parents and your siblings if you've got siblings, and you were not connected to anyone else in the family, or you, for some of you, may have been the only child. For some of you, there's something about having an emotionally distant mother, whereby the mother may have, or your mother, sorry, may have always wanted to go out and work. I'm not really picking up work, but looking at the Eight of Cups, it's like someone just focused elsewhere. Or maybe for some of you, a mother may have walked out on your father when you were younger and left your father to raise yourself and maybe a sister or maybe a little brother. But I feel like, excuse me, because you tend to go towards these types of individuals, it's as if you're trying to find and heal that connection that you lost when you were younger. For some of you, I feel as if even if you do have a relationship with a parent, specifically your mother, there is a lack of emotion. There's an emotional distance. There's a uncertainty that you may feel. There's also an energy of you being close to your mother, but not being able to ask those questions, not being as close as you would like to be. you understand that, okay, there's a fine line. I can't ask mum why she is this way, or I can't ask mum, because for some of you, your mother may have walked out on you and then returned. For others of you, your mother's still in your life, but there's just like a detachment, an emotional detachment. Yeah, we've got the Hanged Man. So some of you may be a Pisces, or you could be attracted to Pisces individuals. I also feel like you could tend to attract people who are unsure of what direction they want to take their life in. Excuse me. Because for some of you, this gives you a sense of purpose. This makes you feel like, okay, I can dictate, I can control this person, because this person lacks direction in their own life. And I'm not saying that some of you are intentionally thinking that way. Please take what resonates, but there is an energy of you feeling the need to control, to master someone, because you may feel like that person who you feel, who you're dating, or the types that you generally go towards, they may not have any goals, any future plans. And that could also reflect back onto you, because you could be a person that feels quite stuck in your life sometimes, and connecting with people that are in that type of energy makes you feel a sense of comfort. And you may feel like, or you may have an understanding that you feel quite stuck in life. But when you connect with people that are in that same energy as well, it makes you feel like, okay, I can free us both. I don't know where we're going, but we can get a sense of freedom within this connection if I take control over what I think that you should do. I can save us both. So that's for some of you. I hope I made sense with that. For others of you, I feel like you could also tend to go towards individuals that you actually make sacrifices for. Again, that could tie into the fact that the people that you go towards, you feel like you have to save them, because there's an energy. Excuse me, I'm still recovering from a cold. Butterflies. I've got tea here. There's still an energy of you, there's a subconscious energy of you not, there's a there's an underlying subconscious feeling of you maybe feeling as though you could have done more, or feeling as if I'm hearing the word procrastinate. So you can tend to procrastinate sometimes, and we all can do that, by the way. But I feel like there could be an energy whereby you may feel as if you can't free yourself from a situation or a certain way of thinking, i.e., maybe you wanted to actually explore, maybe you wanted to go out in the world and do something, but you may feel like, no, I can't, because maybe some of you've got children, or maybe some of you look after a mother, or maybe some of you feel as if you are not confident enough to go after your dreams. Maybe some of you feel like you don't want to dream. I read a quote saying, "Dare to dream once," right? And maybe some of you are fearful of daring to dream, because you may feel like it's never going to happen for me. You know, there's no point in trying. And then you could attract people that are that way inclined as well, and that gives you a sense of satisfaction, like, see, it's not only me. As well as you could then feel the need to save people that are in this type of energy, but by trying to save them, you're also trying to save yourself. But what can then happen is that you both end up in a cycle of stuckness, is what I'm picking up. So you could tend to go towards people that are quite stuck, which could be quite detrimental sometimes, because you may decide that you want to actually break free and move towards your goals or do something, but because you are with someone like this, it can then make you stay in the same stagnant cycle. I'm also hearing the word sacrifice, also hearing the word um, hidden. So you could tend to go towards people that, again, don't show their emotions, they hide their emotions, or it could be like hidden feelings whereby you or the other person don't express how they truly feel, but you may find comfort in that because there's some sort of thrill of the chase here. There could be secret connections that you have encountered, maybe two in your life, and you may stay in these secret connections for two reasons. For some of you, because you may feel like, for some of you, you could feel to yourself that staying in these connections is safer because others won't find out and others won't destroy what we are creating. For others of you, I feel as if you could stay in secret connections or have been in secret connections with that 12th house energy because there's a side to you that feels like you're not worthy to be seen or shown. And that could also represent the fact that when you were in these secret connections, you could have been in a relationship already, or the person could have been in a relationship already, right? But for some of you, I also feel as if you could tend to go towards people that you have secret feelings for, and they could actually shun how you feel, maybe not through word, but by not acknowledging you in the way that you would like to be acknowledged. And that feeling could actually make you feel, obviously, not good in yourself, but it also is a feeling that is known to you because maybe, again, in the past, maybe a parent was emotionally distant or a parent walked away from you and your family and your siblings. And this could have been a generational thing. Maybe a grandfather done that to your father or your mother. And some of you may have seen like a mother being distant and aloof, not showing any emotion. And that could be the thing as well. You could be a person that represses your emotions as well. So you're quite comfortable to go towards people that are quite closed off and shut down emotionally as well. Some of you could be a Pisces, or you can generally go towards Pisces individuals. Okay, so what type of people do you attract? Pile number one. Some of you could attract people that are definitely emotionally and maybe physically distant. You could also attract people whereby it is either unsaid as to whether or not there is emotion there, or it could be one-sided. You could attract one-sided connections where you're sacrificing, you're giving your all, because it also to me represents that when you're in that energy, and we've all been in this energy before, none of us have been immune to this type of energy, right? There's a part of you that feels undeserving. There's a part of you that feels like you may have to chase for someone to acknowledge you, for someone to see you. And sometimes when we are in that energy, spirit is blocking it because that person is not for us. And as hard as that may sound, it can be for our spiritual protection. And sometimes in reality, we are not compatible with certain people. So no matter how much we try to gain their love, to gain their adoration, and to gain their attention, you know, that compatibility will still not be there. And that doesn't mean that you are not worthy, you are not deserving. It just means that you and that person were not compatible for whatever reason. Because maybe that person or whoever you were drawn to, again, they may be stuck, they may not have any ambition. You may have ambition, which I know you do. You could be a person that wants to travel the world. You want to maybe go backpacking, or you may want to live in another country. Will obviously include moving, and whoever you could be connected to is someone that's stuck and stagnant. So that's an indication that there's no compatibility there, because if you got into a relationship with that person or these types of people, they will not be on board for your goals, for your plans. And that would mean, what would Spirit is saying, what would that mean? Would that mean that you will sacrifice your dreams for somebody and stay stuck with them? Or would you feel the fear and do it anyway? And I'm also picking up that some of you may feel like, again, if you keep trying, then this person will eventually give in and show some sort of emotion, show that they care. And the reason why you could be doing this, where you may keep trying and pouring into a situation, is because subconsciously you could be trying to recapture the person, the family member, could be a friend that was very close to you that left you. And by trying to hold on and salvage connections when people are showing you, a level of distance, it makes you feel as if I keep trying, then, they'll give in. If I keep trying, they'll give in. And again, that's a way of you trying to save yourself from the hurt that you experience from the past, which also indicates to me that maybe you haven't looked into healing from the past. Maybe some of you may have blamed yourself for someone leaving your life from the past, and Spirit is saying that we cannot control other people's actions. We can only control how we react to people's actions. We don't know what was going on in people's mind at the time, but we can't take it personally, and we shouldn't see it as a direct insult to our personality and our being. All we can do is acknowledge how the situation made us feel and work through that pain. Forgive the person for hurting you and release the pain in ways whereby you can, cry, journal, and talk about how it made you feel. Because I feel for some of you, you've gone towards connections whereby you're trying to salvage a connection that was lost in the past through other people that are showing you some sort of emotional distance. Or some of you could be so used to just, family members or a parent just being so cut off that it's just second nature to you. That's what I'm trying to find. It's second nature to you when someone doesn't open up, even though it's almost as if you don't even allow yourself to feel that it makes you feel uncomfortable. You shove those feelings down of feeling uncomfortable about, when someone's not opening up, and act as if it doesn't bother you when it really does. Yeah. So we've got the Devil card here. Some of you could be a Capricorn. I've got to hide it though. Yeah. You could go towards Capricorns. I feel like you could tend to go towards individuals that are quite controlling, individuals that you may think could be like a father figure in some regard, you know. And you may feel, maybe for some of you growing up, you may not have had a father. Your father walked out on you and your family. And I say that lightly because I don't want to trigger anyone. And for some of you, if you did have a father figure, this person may have been quite toxic. And maybe your mother left this person because they had substance issues. They were domineering, they were verbally abusive, could have been physically abusive. They may have been into gambling, cheating. They could have been a bully, very domineering, very cruel, could have been a narcissist. And you may have gone towards individuals that displays these types of behaviors. And when you're with these types of individuals, there's still energy of an emotional distance, because these individuals are, I'm hearing, being taken over by dark forces. And when you try and connect with them, it could be met with, I'm hearing for some of you, arguments. It could be met with definitely rejection, is what I'm picking up, because these individuals, they can't connect to self. I'm also picking up that you could also attract obsessive types, whereby they become very obsessed and addicted to you, is what I'm picking up. Because for some of you, you attract people that are quite emotionally shut off, closed down, etc. For others of you, excuse me, you attract individuals that become very obsessed with you, especially if you have been intimate with these individuals. It's like they just want to bind you to them. The thought of losing you is enough to make them go crazy. And the thing is, I feel like the thought of losing you in general to anyone that you date, it makes people become very toxic towards you. And it's not something that they plan, but they can become very toxic towards you. So you may find that some individuals that you date could try and maybe get you jealous with other people, or they could actually try and leave you, or make you think that they're going to leave you, because it's a fear that they have that you actually leave them, because they're obsessed with you. You could connect to people that make you feel trapped and stuck, or at the time you are not aware of it, because yeah, I'm picking up for some of you this, I don't know, I'm picking up for some of you that's listening to part number one, you could be a male, or for some of you, you could relate more to your masculine side, because I'm picking up strong energy around you feeling as if your mother was emotionally distant. So it's almost as if you're trying to find your mother in partners without realizing. But what then actually happens is you end up connecting or attracting narcissists, toxic narcissists. And some of these individuals, they end up doing the very thing that you fear. They end up leaving with the Eight of Cups, and then they make you feel like it's your fault. But the reason why they leave is because I feel as if they can't control you, because there is an energy of, I'm hearing, discernment for some of you, and distance. You are very independent. Yes, even though you are in relationships with people at the time, you still want to maintain your independence. You don't want to be joint at the hip with these people. And to these individuals, that's not part of the plan. You're supposed to worship me. You're supposed to adore me. They get very angry with you, especially if you dealt with like Capricorn type people. They get very angry when they sense that you are pulling away, whether energetically or if you say, oh, I want to do this. There's a very heavy energy that they put onto you to make you feel as if what you're saying is bad, for wanting to do something for yourself. You know, when you want to do something for yourself, I should say, sorry, I'm really tired, part number one. They make you, yeah, they could make you very tired as well. They could drain you. I feel like you have, I should say, you have tended to date energy vampires who make you feel as if you want to do something for yourself, and I don't know if these people are aware of it, right? But they make you feel like if you want to do something for yourself, it's wrong, and you could then end up stagnating yourself. You could end up stagnating yourself to appease these individuals. And it's like you may feel like, no, I have to, I've got to save the connection. I've got to make my person happy. But sometimes it's never enough for these individuals. It's like they want more and more and more. They want full control of you. And some of you are, I'm hearing, quite satisfied in this energy because you can feel, oh, they're not going anywhere. Oh, that means that they love me. But there's still a lack of love that's being shown. It's like a rigidness here because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is a cold, restrictive energy that can block. So I feel like you may have gone out with individuals that have blocked you in regards to your career. Like some of you could be thinking, oh, I could have advanced now, I could have been on a certain level now. It's because of these individuals. And obviously we have to take accountability for our own actions, like I just mentioned before. Like, you know, people are going to have their own personality, they're going to do what they want to do, but it's how we react to people's actions. And I feel like some of you may have held yourself back in regards to your career due to, I'm hearing a sacrificial lamb, like you have been a sacrifice. You know, maybe you have dated people where you've given them a lot of your money. You have dated people where you've lost a lot of money, right? You've invested in partners' dreams. You know, you have watched your partner expanding their career while your career is stagnant. Your career, and I'm not saying that in the now, but this may have happened in the past. And then you may have dated someone and you supported them fully, and once they reached a certain level, they left you. You could connect to people that's very attracted to status. You know, their partner needs to make a certain amount of money, or, you know, and you felt the need to always, this one's making me sad though, but you felt the need to always catch up. And they may have compared you to other people, made you feel like, you know, you're not good enough when you actually are, because you were actually pouring into them, maybe investing in courses for them, or, you know, paying for their travel to get to work, or whatever the case is. And what you may have found is that some of these individuals, once they reached a certain level, they ended up leaving because they felt that they could do better. They didn't appreciate what you have done. And by you pouring and pouring into these individuals, what was actually happening during the course is that these individuals were losing respect for you, because they could sense that there's an energy of you sacrificing yourself for them, and that then made them feel that you didn't respect yourself enough to go towards your own goals, your own dreams. So it made them lose more respect for you, and then they just took themselves away. So you could generally attract people that are quite very manipulative. You know, you could also attract people that you live around. So, for instance, you may have dated a lot of people that you met through maybe your siblings, maybe your neighbors. You may have dated a neighbor, people that live in your neighborhood, but you could go towards people that are quite familiar to you, or you generally may tend to date people from the same community as you. And Spirit is saying that it could be time to branch out now, because you could be used to a certain type. Like, I'm only going to date people that I grew up in the same area as, because we know the same people. So it's like we need to, elevate. Is what Spirit is saying to you, part number one. Or I'm dating this guy, or I'm dating this girl because my sister works with them, or some people can show one face to you and show another face to people at work. I remember I dated a guy once, and he worked with my sister, and it ended up in disaster. But I thought, oh, because they work together, surely he's going to be, nice. But no. And you could tend to date people that are very, they could be good communicators. They could be younger than you. They don't have to be, but they could be good communicators. And conversation is very important to you. I feel some of you could be a Gemini, or you could generally attract Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venuses. Or you could be a Pisces, or you could attract Pisceans, or a Capricorn. Please say what resonates. But I feel like you attract individuals that you can have a mental connection with, because again, communication is key in your relations. You want to have something, you want to find something common. And again, I mentioned about community, so you could generally just date people that are from your community, like people from the same, I'm hearing the word caste for some of you, or people from the same background as yourself, because it's what it's familiar. But in these connections, they have proven to be extremely toxic from what I can see. And Spirit is saying, you have to think, where did this come from? And obviously, if you have been brought up in a certain way, then it becomes second nature. So for instance, I'll give you an example. Like, my parents are both Jamaican, right? Both born in Jamaica. My mum was born in Kingston, Jamaica, which is the capital city of Jamaica. My dad was born in St. Elizabeth, which is like the countryside in Jamaica. So he's a country boy. My mum's a, city girl. But I didn't grow up with them. I grew up with my father's dad, who is also Jamaican, and he married a Jamaican woman. But my original grandmother, she is Jamaican. So everyone in my family is Jamaican anyway. But growing up, I never thought to myself, I have to date a Jamaican. I've dated a Jamaican before, but I've never thought I have to have a family and marry a Jamaican man. That's never been the case. I've always been a person that just generally tends to go towards what I like. They don't have to come from a specific background. I mean, everyone's different, but sometimes it depends what someone has in their chart. It depends on someone's upbringing. But growing up with grandparents, I assume that my grandfather probably just I don't even think my grandfather even wanted us to date anyone, but it depends on people's upbringing. Maybe you grew up in a household whereby you were told these are the types of people that you need to date. We want to keep our family this way, or even if it was an unspoken thing, you just knew. And that's what you were around, that's what you were accustomed to, that's what you felt comfortable in, because you may have thought, I don't have to explain anything about my background if I go out with someone that's just like me, that has the same background as me. Whereas if I go out with someone else, I'm going to have to break things down to them. They may not know how to cook the same way that, my family cooks, my mother cooks, so it's just like a second nature thing just to go towards someone like that. But Spirit is saying with you, you have done this and it hasn't worked out. And just because someone comes from the same background as us or we come from the same community does not mean that they are our match, because we all have souls that, connect with other souls from people from different walks of life, from different parts of the world. And you have been accustomed to staying within a certain, because there's like a stuckness here, part number one, a rigidness and a stubbornness, like, no, I'm not. But there's that side that wants to break free. And Spirit is also saying here that you connect to a lot of different people. And sometimes our soulmate doesn't look the way we would like them to look, or how we expect them to look. They may not look in the way that we envision, but the qualities and traits that we want can sometimes reside in someone that is so much different from us. And that's the thing. People think that they want someone that looks a specific way, but people actually want someone who makes them feel a specific way, if that makes sense. And sometimes to get that feeling that you want and that is reciprocated, it comes from someone that may not look like you. It's what I'm picking up. Sometimes, yes, they will look like you. They will come from the same background. They will come from the same community, but sometimes no. And Spirit is saying you need to be more open. You need to be more open. And that could be in regards to height. That could be in regards to, the job role that they have. That could be in regards to shape. It's not about looking at the 3D things. It's about looking at, do you have the same morals? How does that person make you feel? Do you get those, do you get that feeling? That feeling. And I feel with you, you may have been chasing. Some of you may have been going towards people that you felt were in a high position, like it was very status orientated. Some of the people that you dated, they may have come from money. They may have been CEOs, they may have been bosses, or, they may have been born into rich families, like their fathers were very rich and established. And, you may have felt, if I marry that girl or if I marry that man, then, we're going to live this type of life. And it may have led you to look past any type of red flags. But I feel like you tend to go towards people that you can communicate with. You can speak to on the phone, and I'm not saying that all the connections that you were in were toxic, because I do feel like you had fun times. Some of the connections that you were in, your person knew your family, vice versa. They came over for dinner, you went over for dinner, you had your cookouts or your street parties or whatever the case is. Everyone knew everyone in the community and you liked it that way. But I feel for you, part number one, Spirit is saying there needs to be a shift in energy now. There needs to be a change. There needs to be a stepping out of one's comfort zone. And some of you may tend to go back to exes as well, because it's familiar. It's something that and it's a fear of the unknown. I'm not going to get anything better. Whoever you may have been with, they may have manipulated you to make you think that you were not going to get any better, and they made sure that, again, they kept you stagnant and stuck in a type of mindset so that you don't go anywhere, even if you were separated, so that they know that anytime they needed you, you will be there whilst they get on with their life. But they always kept an eye just to make sure that they still had that control. So you may have tended to go towards very highly manipulative individuals that saw a vulnerability within you. Because again, there's the energy of you always wanting to put others first. There's nothing wrong in that, but always sacrificing yourself for others. And again, you done this in relationships, and some people that were not healed, that were quite dark, they took advantage of this trait that you had. And it's about healing that trait as well, if you're still in that energy. It's about thinking to yourself, you cannot save everyone as much as you would like to. You cannot save everyone. You can be there for people, but it's time to save yourself now and not feel guilty about it, because it's the energy of you feeling guilty about putting yourself first, or you were with others that made you feel guilty because they were just trying to see how far will you go due to their insecurities. And I'm hearing their mean-spiritedness as well. So Spirit is saying that just because sometimes you may get on with someone on a mental level doesn't mean that, you have to have discernment. Part number one, you have to have discernment. And I feel like for some of you in the now, you have got a lot of discernment, or you're just in the energy of, I don't want to experience what I experienced again, so I'm going to shut down. You could be in the energies of the Two of Swords. You could be in that energy now. So fearful, and not wanting to see when someone is genuine or not even wanting to even bother see. It's just too much, but it's about having discernment and knowing that not everyone is like the people from your past, and using this time to pour into yourself and thinking about, why do I feel like I'm not deserving? Why do I feel like everyone else must come before me? And again, it's about looking in your past and pinpointing where that feeling came from. Oh, I remember that time I was always made to feel left out. Or whenever I tried to tell mum or dad about my issues, they were never listening. They were never interested, or they always blamed me. They always said everything was my fault. So I have to prove in the now as an adult that I am capable. I can make them proud. Or, it's about looking at these things. And in regards to dealing with manipulative individuals, it's about looking at because I'm hearing that for some of you, you could have someone that you may have dated people that always wanted to speak to you. There's nothing wrong in that, but you could have dated or tended to date a lot of needy people that always want to speak to you, always want to text you. If you don't answer your text messages, they're getting upset, they're getting angry, and you may have seen that as, oh, they love me, or always wanting to be near you. And then you got to look at, okay, is this love or is this control? You got to look at that. Because some of these individuals got extremely angry if you were talking to other friends, or if you wanted to do something for yourself, even if you want to spend time with your family. It's like they were jealous of family members as well. And you have to look at that. Why? Because they want full control over your life, as if they are, the controller of you. Like they've got the remote and you're the robot. Like, you may have tended to go towards individuals that are very beautiful or handsome, and you were just taken aback by one's beauty. This is very Neptunian. Neptune rules illusions. You tended to date individuals who, for some of you, had a lot of substance abuse, and you may have felt like, I can save them. Because maybe for some of you, again, your parent may have been an addict or something along them lines, or you just felt the need to want to help because you are a genuinely nice person and you do care. But then what happened within that is that you got sucked up into their dark world, and the things that you wanted to do within your relationship could not become a reality because you were trying to save this person and sacrifice your own dreams to help heal. You know, the seventh house rules marriages, partnerships, business partnerships, as well as relationship, romantic partnerships. And you may have tended to go towards like, or you could have Neptune in your seventh house if you do your natal chart. Go to Cath Astrology and check out your natal chart, put your date of birth, your name, etc. You'll see your chart. But you could have like Neptune in your seventh house. Neptune is that energy of illusions. So you could have dated people that were showing you one way about themselves when it wasn't really the case. They were showing you a fantasy. There could have been a lot of lies, a lot of secrets. Maybe it could have been a secret relationship. Is what I'm picking up. You could tend to go towards people that are highly manipulative, or you may have tended to go towards people that are highly manipulative. And you could have projected an image onto these individuals of what you wanted them to be, and they knew that, so they became the embodiment of what you wanted them to be. So you may have dated individuals that acted like damsels in distress, when in reality they were far from. They were highly manipulative, very controlling, very domineering, very rude, spiteful. But they were in this energy so that they can gain from you. Some of you, again, there's something about taking all your money. They broke your heart. They caused a lot of whirlwind and chaos in your life. Some of you could have married this individual or an individual or individuals like this, and they made you believe that they were the ideal match for you. Or maybe their Neptune is in your seventh house, I should say. Or you could have Neptune in your seventh house where you could idolize your partners and projects. Some of you may have went towards people because you may have felt that they were just arm candy, and they will make you look good if you're seen with them. And Spirit is saying that it was very surface based. You may have been in very surface based connections where it lacked depth, is what I'm picking up. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a good looking partner, but when the smoke I'm looking at the clouds there. When the smoke disappeared, you realize that the people that you were with, they were rotten to the core, is what I'm picking up. They had nothing to show. There was no emotional depth. There was no compassion. They were very status, money orientated, vain. All they cared about is the way that they looked. They didn't care about your emotions. They didn't really care about anyone else. They may have just been focused on money, making money, and making you spend your money on them as well. They may have liked to wear jewelry, expensive clothes, go to the most expensive restaurants and bars, and once you were in these types of energies with these people, you just felt like you couldn't get out. You felt like you were trapped, because you may have felt that if I don't give them what they want, or look the way they want me to look, or dress the way I'm supposed to dress for them, then they could leave me for someone else, and it's like you're trying to keep up with appearances, keeping up with the Joneses, and it was just becoming very tiresome and burdensome for you. So Spirit is saying that again, it's not just about the way someone looks, and it's about looking beyond that. Okay, so you could tend to attract individuals. You could tend to attract individuals. We've got the World card here, so you could be Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Taurus, or a Leo. You could tend to attract individuals who are extremely beautiful, but you may also attract individuals who are very exotic looking. Some of you attract people that you have met online, but there's the energy of having a long distance connection with some of these individuals as well. And you may feel like this suits you fine because you may be a person that likes your own space, or even if you are a person that wants to connect, you may feel like no one's going to want to spend time with me. Eventually they will leave me. So it's almost as if you put blockages in your way to create that distance. And for some of you, you've actually closed out cycles before they needed to be closed, because there's a fear here of, oh, it's going to end in disaster anyway. So you could keep people at arm's length and admire them from afar, or turn down connections, is what I'm picking up. I feel like you do attract a lot of generally beautiful and handsome individuals. But I'm hearing a Marian song, so much distance between us, but there's a lot of distance here. Some of you may even just talk to people online, like you don't want to meet up with them. So if you're talking to someone in the now, or if you have met someone on a dating app, you have no intention of meeting up with them. You like to just admire. You like to admire their beauty, admire their looks, but you don't want to meet up with them because there's a fear that you may think that you're going to push them away, or that they're going to just want you for money, and they're going to hurt you in the way that you've been hurt in the past. So it's better to be alone. And again, yeah, you could be in that energy to push people away, or you could attract individuals who are always on the go. You could attract individuals who are very ambitious. Some of you could attract like high, I'm hearing like high class individuals, people that are in the public eye. Some of you could attract famous individuals. And when I say public eye, it could be famous people, but it could also be social media influencers, people that are very popular. People that have jobs and people that are well known on social media. These are the types of people that you do attract. People that are very beautiful and handsome, and a lot of people want to date these types of people. You do attract these types of people. Okay, so let's see. Why do you attract these types of people? Okay, so we've got the Ten of Swords here. We've got death or ending of situation or relationship. So the energy of that distance that was mentioned before is because I've got to hide it. Someone may have left your life when you were younger, and it's still raw for some of you. And it hasn't been processed properly, and there's not an understanding as to why. It's almost like you didn't get that closure that you wanted. So there's a part of you that feels like a void needs to be filled, And then when you connect with individuals that are very cold and distant, like I said, it's very familiar to you because you didn't have that closeness or that finality with the person that left your life. So it's subconsciously on your end as if people are going to leave me anyway. Let me help them to leave. Let me, yourself, at times, let me be distant. It's like you expect people to leave you because of this loss that you encountered. I'm hearing I'm better off alone. Or you could attract people in this energy because of the same reasons that I just mentioned. You could also attract people that could have a lot of options. And this could make you feel the need to try and overshare, overgive. Okay, I'll give you money. Okay, I'll give, and for some of you, they haven't got a lot of options. You fear that they have a lot of options because there's a fear within you that you're not good enough when you are more than good enough. You bring a lot to the table, but you have a fear that they're going to move on to someone better because someone from the past, a family member, may have left the household, and that made you feel like, was it because of me? And Spirit is here to say it wasn't because of you. That person was selfish. They couldn't face the responsibility. They weren't connected to their heart. It may have happened to them where a parent abandoned them, and a part of them may have died when that happened to them, which made them lack empathy and compassion to do it to others. And it's about you breaking that cycle, because that person, that parent that done this to you, they did not break the cycle, they continued it, and it's trickled over to others and affected others and how they relate to others. Because it makes you feel as if you deserve to be with people that are emotionally abusive in some cases for some of you, and emotionally distant, when what you may want is, you may want that closeness. And for some of you, again, it's about the connection that you feel like you did not have with your mother, because even if you did have a relationship with your mother may have been very emotionally closed off, physically there but emotionally gone. So why do you attract these people? We have Page of Pentacles, young woman to 25 years, student, male or female, in the reverse. You attract these individuals because you feel as if you don't deserve to you like to be of service to other people. But you could get uncomfortable when people are given to you. I feel like with this Page of Pentacles, you could also attract very needy people as well, because again, you could be in that energy whereby you're very distant. So again, you could attract people that overgive, overshare. it's like you could also become the embodiment of what you fear would happen to you. You could be very emotionally distant. You could push people away energetically, or you could simply energetically remove yourself, and you could then attract people that want to gain that affection. Or you could attract people that are very greedy, is what I'm picking up. Very, very greedy with showing emotions. Very, very greedy. And maybe your mother wasn't very affectionate. So you could attract people that don't show affections, that don't hug, that don't kiss, or if you kiss them and hug them, like try to hold their hand in public, that what are you doing? Or, just makes you feel very uncomfortable. And the reason why you may have attracted, you may have attracted these individuals because maybe your mum's not affectionate towards you. Maybe your mum was very selfish as well. Or you could have been dealing with somebody, because some of you have got great relationships with your parent, I'm hearing, but you could have been with someone for a long time and it didn't go to that level of maybe getting engaged, or it didn't even get to it didn't get to a stage. And during that time of you trying to get it to a stage where you wanted to get it, whether that means being that person's partner, or moving in with that person, or that person proposing for some of you, you were settling for something that you weren't satisfied in, and this person never gave you that commitment. And so now you could expect to, it's like you accept less than what you desire, less than what you deserve. You didn't gain anything. It's like, I don't know who you were around, but they were very selfish. And that makes you think to yourself that you deserve less than. And Spirit is saying, yes, unfortunately, you were around selfish people. You may have had very selfish parents, but now it's time to put yourself first. Just because others chose to be selfish doesn't mean you have to punish yourself. Now it's time to give to yourself. It's time to parent yourself. I'm hearing they know not what they do, or they know not what they did to you, and the pain that it's caused. And I'm sorry if you experienced that, honestly. But you tended to go towards individuals that were emotionally selfish, financially selfish, and these individuals didn't want to show affection, and you were it's like you became used to, you became immune to it, is the right word, even though you weren't comfortable with it. There's not really any warm cards here. Okay, the world card's warm, but it's like even he's got his hands behind his back, or she's got her hands behind her back, because you may have grown up around not seeing people become affectionate, or you were dating someone that was quite rigid, that was not affectionate. So then you tended to date other people that were quite rigid, and some of you haven't dated after that. You may have thought, okay, maybe I'm not, worthy, when you actually are. That person had issues in regards to opening up, in regards to emoting, in regards to being soft. Maybe it's not in their genetic makeup, but they may have lacked affection when they were growing up, so it wasn't natural for them to express affection to you. And there was nothing wrong. You done nothing wrong. It's just that you was not compatible with someone like that. They had to work through their own issues, and you had to understand that your way of being affectionate is a beauty. And yes, their way of not being affectionate could be seen as a beauty to them, because at least they're not going around hugging everyone, yes, but at the same time, it was causing friction and discord in your relations to each other. And that shows that you were not compatible. Your way of being was not abnormal, if it made you feel abnormal. It just was not for the person that you were with. You were not with the right person to be that way too. Because there are other people out there that will appreciate a hug or a kiss or a holding of the hand, you know. And you went towards these individuals because you felt that you didn't deserve to be loved, to be taken care of, especially from a mother. And you may have tried to find a mother in these partners, or you may have tried to mother partners as well, only to be met with refusal, only to be met with maybe toxicity, being treated in a degrading way because of one's unhealed wounds towards their mother. They may have decided to take out their trauma onto you, because for some of you, I'm picking up that you may have connected with someone that may have hated their mum, or may have felt that their mum was emotionally closed off. Their mum may have abandoned them, and you came in with this big energy of love and care and tenderness and compassion and stability, only to be met with disgust. If my mother can't love me like this, why are you? You know, and I feel like in this type of energy, or with this type of energy, the person did not see themselves as someone that deserves love. So it's almost as if they were punishing you for seeing, and for seeing the love within them, or trying to heal them in some way, or trying to nurture them in some way. They wanted to hurt you because they were hurt. It says movement of residents, journey, victory over a situation or problem, balancing the opposite polarities. Yeah, it's almost as if you want to heal others. And Spirit is saying there's a part of you that needs to be healed. You have to heal your mother wound yourself. You have to start mothering yourself. How you can heal your mother wound is by forgiving your mother for not being the mother or father, for some of you, that they weren't. But now it's time to balance out the opposite polarities by healing yourself, mothering yourself, fathering yourself, treating yourself the way that you wanted to be treated by your parents or by your ex-partner that you broken up with, or that you were with in the past. Start treating yourself the way that you want to be treated. Start stabilizing yourself and start moving forward towards your goals and your dreams. Everything that you do or that you did for others, now it's time to turn that and pour into yourself. All right, let's see. Why did you date these types of people? We've got young woman to 25 years, travel overland. You dated these types of people because there was a part of you that felt that you were too scared to grow. You were too scared to expand. You know, there's an energy of codependency here, because this is my Aries card. Aries are very independent, but in the reverse, it's like, no, very codependent. There was an energy of you being very codependent, which these individuals suspected, and you then became codependent on these people, and they manipulated the whole situation. It's about you becoming independent. It's about you standing on your own 2 feet. Some of you may have to move away from your community. Some of you, I know the cost of living is cray, but some of you may need to move out of home because it did, or just move away from a toxic mother or something like that. But there is an energy of codependencies. And when you are in that codependent energy and not in an independent energy, you will attract people that will see there's a gap. Oh, that person's codependent. They're very needy. Okay, I can use this to my advantage. Okay, they want love. They're not loving themselves. Okay, what can I... That's the type of energy that you could attract. Not everyone operates like that, but there are some people that are very manipulative. They may not say those exact words, what I just said, but they can sense it, and they will use that energy and that void that you have not healed or filled to their advantage. So Spirit is saying to become more independent, to start doing things on your own terms, start traveling, because maybe you could be with a mother that's like, oh, I don't think you should go out, I don't think you should go out with that type of person, or then you miss on opportunities, right? Or if you don't explore and expand, how are you going to learn? As long as you're safe. However, if you don't apply for a certain job, how are you going to know if you like it or not if you don't get it, if you don't try? This is about maybe you have been very self-reliant on the opinion of others, because some of you don't live with your mother, but you may have been very self-reliant on the opinions of others, not going after what you really want, fearing that others may disagree with you, betraying yourself. And this plays out in relationships, or it has played out in relationships, because there's things that you wanted to do in the relationship, or you're not always going to agree with your partner, but there's things that you may have wanted to do, or there was things you wanted to do with your career, and you just felt, oh, I can't because, my partner's not going to support me, or, I'm going to sacrifice that. I'm going to pour into them, and, I'm going to put my dreams on hold, or I'm not even going to dare to dream. So you have to become more independent, and then you will attract different people when you're in that energy as well. Because when you're codependent, rely on other people's energy and other people say so, you can definitely attract the wrong type of people to you, and these people sometimes will not go away. Okay, so we have Queen of Pentacles, a woman over 25, dark eyes, dark hair, professional, business, domineering. Some of you could be a Taurus, but I don't really get domineering with Taurus, but you could be attracting a Capricorn individual, or Capricorn-like individuals. Like, you feel like you need structure. You feel like you need stability in your life, and you feel, and some of you could attract older women, some of you could attract very domineering like types of people, bossy people, controlling people. It's because you feel a lack of structure in your life, a lack of stability. To me, it's the home. It says movement, residence means home, and you may not feel at home in yourself. You may feel like you lack confidence, and you may feel like you need to gain that confidence outwardly, as opposed to having that confidence within self. You are seeking approval and confidence from others, because it makes you feel as if, okay, I am deserving, I am loving. So this is why you could tend to go towards individuals like this in relationships, which then makes you feel worse. You could also, yes, you want stability, you could also want status, you could also, because you may have felt that your mother didn't protect you, your mother wasn't financially well off, so you can go towards partners, men, women, whoever you like to date, that were financially abundant, because it heals a certain aspect within you, like, okay, my mother wasn't able to provide, but I'm going to go out with somebody that can look after me. Or your mother could be well off, and you could tend to go towards these same types of energies. But within these same types of energies, you're looking for stability, you're looking for marriage, and so forth, because you wanted to cement that connection with the mother or with the father, and it wasn't there. So even if you know that the situation is toxic, you will still hang on, you will still hold on, because it's like, at least they didn't leave. It's given me a sense of purpose and confidence to know that they are still here, despite the fact that this connection is very rigid and cold and detached. You could be going towards partners that you feel are very status based. It looks good for society, and it's about you having to decide what is for society and what do you want. And some of you could be going towards partners for financial reasons, just so that you can live a comfortable life and putting your happiness aside. Oh, but we have to have money though. What about your happiness? I'd rather have money than to be alone, or I'd rather be in a relationship than to be alone. It's about looking at that, and then Spirit is saying, what would be so wrong with being alone? Because during the times of being alone, that's where you find yourself. Okay, so let's just take a look here at what type of partner you should actually start dating if you're single, and what type of partner you will end up dating. And I will give a time frame too. Okay, so we have the Sun card. So Spirit is saying that the type of partner that you should go towards are partners that are very high vibrational, very positive. This is the Sun, this is Leo. So maybe you could attract Leos, or some of you may end up dating a Leo, or someone with Leo in their chart. Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus. Leos are very high vibrational, they're very positive. I'm not saying all Leos are like this, but Leos are very theatrical, very ambitious, very playful. So you should try to go towards, or not go towards, you should try to date people that, some of you could have Leo in your chart as well, but you should date individuals that are positive. That's the first thing. That are free spirited, because you've got a free spirited nature towards that you have also, I should say. And when I say towards, why did I say towards? So maybe a Leo could be coming towards you. But I feel like Spirit is saying the type of people that you should date are people that are very open, very supportive. Someone that's got their own, someone that's independent, someone that has their own goals, someone that is excited for life, that's going to inspire and empower you to be excited for life as well. Someone that has a lot of ambition, hobbies, someone that's creative. Someone that likes to go out and have fun, go out on dates. Someone that you are physically attracted to, like sexually attracted to, because fifth house rules, dating, sex. So someone that you are physically attracted to, because some of you may have dated people that you thought were very pretty or very handsome, very beautiful. And some of you, yeah, you dated people that were physically attractive. It cannot be denied. But a physical attraction, someone's face and someone's energy is two different things. You can be beautiful, but you may not have that. You may not have the chemistry with the person that you are physically attracted to. But you may have thought to yourself, oh, I should have the chemistry for this individual because they are physically good looking. but the chemistry was lacking because the person was very rigid, or the person was very domineering. They could have been quite dull in comparison to you, not affectionate. So it made you hold back in affection. So someone that is open and emotionally expressive, someone that is actually expressive, to tell you, I love you, I like you, I think you're beautiful, I think you're handsome. Someone that's going to boost your confidence. I'm not saying that we need others to boost our confidence, we should seek validation within self, right? But 1 hour and 20 minutes already. But someone that is confident within themselves as well, because you could have been dating individuals that weren't confident within themselves, that were insecure, hence why they were playing up to make you feel insecure, because they feared that you would leave. So they wanted you to think that they were going to leave because they were feeling insecure about losing you. So someone that is confident within themselves, someone that's not going to, make you feel trapped and restricted because they got their own thing going on, and someone that is going to boost you. Who doesn't want to hear from their partner that they're hot? Come on. Someone that's going to make you feel like you're that girl. You're the only girl in the world. It's just like, Rihanna in the video when she's in the grass or something like that. I know it's not the same clothes, but someone that only has eyes for you. Someone sees you as, the only guy, the only girl. Like you're the most beautiful or handsomest girl in the world. That's the type of person you need. But someone that means it when they say these things. Someone that you have that connection with on a, you know, on a sexual level, not just going out with someone because they look good for what the public or whoever's going to think, what the family's going to think. Someone that you are actually sexually attracted to, physically attracted to, yes, but having that chemistry, someone that you got chemistry with, someone that you could be playful with, right? Or someone that's playful. Someone that's going to encourage you and inspire you and uplift you when you're not feeling your best. Someone that's going to be loyal. And you'll see these traits within the person if you listen to their stories when you talk to them. So what type of people should you date? Some of you could meet this person in August or July. You may have met them in August or July. Someone that is, either healing or done the healing work. Someone that's willing to do the work. You don't want to be with somebody that's got a whole heap of trauma and then they're coming towards you and they're dashing everything on you. Someone that, because the thing is, none of us are 100% healed, but at least they are trying to work on themselves and get through whatever they've gone through, or someone that has gone through a cycle of healing. Someone that will be there for you so that you can open up and not feel like you're burdening them, because you may have been with other people that didn't really connect with you on a soul level when you were trying to explain maybe certain confusions in your life, or fears around money, or fears around the home, or fears of your future goals. Like it may have been like rubbish, or come on, get over it, or you just felt like you couldn't go too deep into the depth of how you were feeling about situations. So you need somebody that's going to go there with you, that's going to go deep with you, that's going to explore, that's going to want to get to the root cause, that's going to want to make you, and vice versa. I shouldn't just be one way, but I feel like you've had connections like this with people whereby you have tried to have these deep connections, or communications, conversations with them, and you may have just felt like it was all one-sided, or they just didn't get you, or they wasn't even caring to understand where you were coming from, or they rushed the conversation so that you can go to another topic. And this is about you finding someone that listens, that genuinely cares, that has compassion, that's going to be supportive, that's going to have your back. Yeah, someone that has, I'm not saying you must seek someone that's gone through the same thing that you went through, but someone that is not afraid to cry, someone that allows you to cry as well. Because you may have been with people that you felt, oh, I can't show any emotion, they're going to think that, you know, they're going to think that I'm, you know, a pick me, or they're going to think, and it's this ridiculous thing, but some people, they get uncomfortable with emotion. You need to find someone that's not uncomfortable with emotion. You need to find somebody that is going to allow you to emote, allow you to cry. Someone that's going to hug you and wipe away your tears and tell you that, babe, it's going to be fine. We're going to work through this together, you know. Not someone that's going to say, oh, God, you know, we really need to pay that electricity bill. And you're talking about, do you understand? You need someone to sit in that pain with you. Someone that's got empathy. That's what you need. You need someone that's got empathy. Someone that is emotionally open and emotionally generous and not afraid to show that they care. And that will then allow you to then start opening up. You need to find someone that does not make you feel left out in the cold, that doesn't abandon you emotionally, because it will trigger your childhood wounds and make you feel like that child again that made you get abandoned. And the Five of Pentacles. I'm also hearing that it's going to sound very 3D, but Spirit is saying you need to meet someone that is abundant, that is financially abundant, because you have tended to date some people whereby you make more money than them, and they may have become very jealous of this, or you, even if they were okay in regards to their finances, you've always had to spend on them. They always asked you for money because they was trying to fill a need within them. They wanted to feel stable, but it was very selfish on their part. So you need to connect. I don't like telling people you need to know. I'm saying Spirit is saying it will be good if you could find someone that doesn't make you feel left out in the cold, doesn't push you out, is emotionally open, that is financially stable. Because some of you may have been in relationships with people where you're both struggling, and that was not living, that was surviving. You both couldn't do what you wanted to do because there was a lack of money, or this person wasn't too good with money. There was always issues around money. They couldn't provide for you in the way that they may have wanted to. For some of you, they may not have wanted to. They may have, wanted to spend all the money on themselves and ask for more, even though they may have had money, their own money. Or they could have always been broke as well. So Spirit is saying, try not to go towards these types of people. Go towards someone that is financially stable. Doesn't matter what job they have, as long as they've got a job. Because you could have been dating someone that was always losing their job, in and out of a job, always asking you to borrow their money. Doesn't matter what job they have, as long as every month they're getting paid a certain wage so that they can look after themselves and take care of you if you want that. Or just even if they live by themselves, that you want someone that can pay their bills on time, and have enough to go on holiday with. So they pay for their fare, you pay your fare, whatever, you both go halves. But they have, even if they don't live with you, they have their own money and they are financially stable. No more of this dating people and trying to save them, because you're left out in the cold, and you're left, for some of you, you could have been left destitute because of this type of person. And they just would not stop asking you. And I feel like for some of you, even if you were in relationships with people that were financially stable, there was a lack of warmth. They may have always been going out, and then you may have said, oh, we don't spend time. I give you money, don't I? So it's about finding a balance, making sure that you have your own as well, so that they can't throw anything back in your face. Spirit is saying to go towards someone that's going to offer you commitment and marriage, because I feel deep down that's what you actually want. Someone that you can have a legacy with. Someone that has the same morals and values as yourself. For some of you, this could be someone that is, because I feel like some of you could be in the public eye. You could be very popular within your community, on social media. Could be quite known. You could be quite famous for something, or known at work. Some of you could be bosses, or some of you could be in leadership positions. Please take what resonates, but you are definitely seen. You're in the public eye, and Spirit is saying you need a match. You need an equal, someone that is seen, someone that is in the public eye as well. I'm not saying that they have to be famous, or like Beyonce or like a Jay-Z. I'm not saying like that, but someone that will understand what it is to be in a leadership position. So you to find yourself another leader is what I'm picking up. And this person could be someone that could be a boss at work, or someone that is in the front line in, because you are a powerhouse, and they, if it will work. That's what Spirit is saying. It will work with the Ace of Pentacles. But more than that, this person has to be stable emotionally, mentally, financials coming up big here. I know that's not the be on and end all, but Spirit is saying in order to build what you would want to build with this person, they will have to be financially stable also, so that it doesn't always fall on you, because in the past it always fell on you. It always fell on you from what I can see. And you want someone that's going to invest in you as a person, pour into you for a change, because you always poured into others. That doesn't just have to be financial, and it could be someone pouring into you, or just pouring into you with ideas. The Sun card. Why don't you do this? Like, let's do. Pouring into you, inspiring you, uplifting you, empowering you. And wanting the same thing. Someone that wants to get married, someone that wants to settle down, someone that wants to be together. And it doesn't have to be a situation of you living together, because nowadays some people don't like to live together, but they still want to have that commitment and that togetherness. Someone that is loyal as well, because you're loyal. And someone that would want forever with you and put you first. And that person is out there. For some of you, you could meet this person, like I said, in July, August, or December. The next 5 months for some of you, the next 3 months or 6 months. But I'm picking up 5 months from now, December or January, July or August. So that's what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Please comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe, because it keeps the algorithm of my channel running, and I really enjoy doing these readings for you. And yeah, I will speak to you in a bit, pile number 2, so please stick around for that, and we're going to get into it. But I'm going to take a break. I'm going to reheat my tea. Hello. Welcome back. Okay. I'm going to move into pile number 2 now. Pile number 2. Hope all is well with you. You chose the clear quartz stone. You tend to date people that you feel are a diamond in the rough. So you could be the type of person to want to heal others or want to get to the core of others because you know that there is a diamond deep down there. Let's see. Okay, so what type of people do you tend to go towards in regards to dating? You may go towards dynamic individuals, individuals who are quite reckless, very fearless, the bad boy, the bad girl type. And I kind of picked that up with the clear quartz stone because you may sense that there is a heart deep down, which there is, but in trying to capture that heart of these individuals, you may end up getting hurt along the way because these individuals may not be the settling down type, and you may feel an instant connection to these individuals, and you just feel if only they just, stay still and connect to their heart, they will realize that they don't want to be out and about all the time. These individuals could be the ones that say, look, I'm not looking for anything serious. It could be connections whereby these individuals may only want something superficial, surface-based, physical, and nothing else. And you may feel as if, it's exciting, but you could chase these individuals down to try and get a commitment. But during that chase, you may find it exciting because there's a spark that sparks up within you that, creates a buzz. And it's like there's an excitement in trying to get them to settle down. Yeah, we've got the Hermit card. Some of you could be a Sagittarius, or you could generally attract Sagittarius-like individuals or Sagittarians, or you could be attracted to Virgos, or you could be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus. You may attract loner-like individuals, is what I'm picking up. You could be drawn towards loner-like individuals, like lone wolf type individuals that you feel that you need to save in some way, or need to accompany or be a companion to. But these individuals may actually flee from companionship. They actually enjoy being their own companion. You could also tend to date individuals that could be quite aloof, very analytical, very intelligent individuals, but individuals that enjoy being in hermit mode. Individuals that don't really like being on social media as well, that may not like being in partnerships or being known to be in a relationship. This is not the type of person to put on their social media in a relationship, or to even have a social media platform. You may also date individuals that like to travel a lot as well. You could like to date outside of your race, so the types of people that you date could look different from yourself, could come from a different country, have a different background, could always be on the move. They could be quite fiery. They could be very athletic. So you may like to go towards people that are very athletic, someone that has a high sex drive as well, someone that could be quite fiery in regard to speech, someone that likes to, someone that owns cars. You may like, your partner may have to have a car. You could tend to date individuals that, I'm hearing my love don't come for free, that just, they're quite emotionally detached, closed off. And I'm also picking up depression. You could tend to date individuals that have depression, and one of the reasons why they're in this energy of always wanting to, be on the move, is because they're trying to run away from their depression. And they are, yeah. Some of the individuals that you may date could push you away and ignore your calls. Not for all of you, but you could have had problems with these types of individuals, because these are not the types of individuals. Yes, when you do converse with them, they are intelligent, you could have great communication, etc., but they don't always communicate with you. I don't feel they don't. This is a type of individuals that may just like give you that one worded answers on a text or something. They may not text first. You have to be the one to text them first. For some of you, I feel like you could, on the flip side, you may tend to go towards individuals that chase you. You like partners that are very exciting. You like partners that are unpredictable. You like partners that keep you on your toes. The spirit is saying, why is that? Maybe you may feel like there is a lack of excitement within your life. And some of you may not want to settle down and get married, but some of you may crave a stable partnership. But then you tend to go towards individuals that keep you on your toes and that shun the idea of a marriage, shun the idea of, a equal partnership. Because spirit is saying there could be a side to you that could be a little bit rebellious. There could be a side to you that wants that sense of freedom. And even in a relationship, you still want to maintain that excitement. And you could be feeling that your life is quite dormant in the now. And that's why you may tend to go towards these types of individuals. But when you do, you feel that you are lacking control in these relationships. Not to say you want control of these people, but you may feel like there's a lack of stability. So you could go towards, some of you could be stable, like very stable, very intelligent, but you could tend to go towards individuals that are unstable. And spirit is saying, why is that? That could be because, again, you may feel like you want some sort of excitement in your life, and there's other ways that you could find excitement, because these individuals will only bring disruption, not excitement, into your life. You may feel like these individuals bring a sense of fun, and then it could actually lead to actual disaster, because what starts off as fun at first leads to dismay and chaos. And then what may happen is that you may start to remove yourself from these types of people, because you may feel like you're disrupting my life, which may shock them, because they may feel like you wanted this. So you may tend to go towards individuals, or individuals that are very rebellious, very high energized, very unpredictable in a sense, could be drawn to you, because they could also feel like you're unpredictable, because you have that aloof type loner like quality, which they find intriguing. mm. You could also, or you may have dated individuals who were quite sneaky. very, very manipulative. So you just didn't know what you were getting. It's like these individuals may have felt that you were not who you said you were, because you could have that energy whereby you could push them away and want your own space. And within them, they may feel like, oh, I've met someone like me. And because they know how they are, they just assume that you could be up to no good. And I'm not saying they were always up to no good, but I'm just saying that they are always on the go. So they just assume that you could, you know, they could also, there's something about them thinking that you're going to try and hold them down, you're going to try and tame them. So they have to resort to manipulative tendencies to keep you on your toes, because they feel like you're too clever, you're too smart, and you're going to capture them. You're going to get them to a point where they have to settle down. So they feel like they got to be 10 steps ahead of you. You could attract partners, or you may have, because I'm not saying you could, because this is not like a present tense thing. This is just like a map of the type of individuals that you may have attracted before. So you may have attracted partners that were quite sneaky. And some of you may have enjoyed this type of energy because you may have felt that you were not to be trusted yourself. So it made it a bit fun. So you may have liked to date people in the past that kept you on your toes. Like literally, look how she's on her toes. Kept you on your toes. Some of you may have liked to date individuals who you felt that you couldn't trust. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like predictability was a bit boring for you. And that's why you tended to date these types of people, because it was a thrill of, I can get that bad boy or bad girl to I can tame them. You set a task for yourself, and the task was to tame the bad boy or the bad girl. I'm going to do what others couldn't do. And with the Five of Swords, again, there's the energy of cat and mouse. It could have been like a lot of cat and mouse games, or, you knew that when you encountered these types of individuals, you will have to up the ante in regards to yourself being 10 steps ahead. It became a game. So you like to play games with some of the partners that you date. And it all boils down to having that control, wanting to, not for all of you, because I feel like some of you could have been in relationships whereby you sense the heart, because everyone's got a heart, but you sense the diamond in the rough with these partners at times when they couldn't even sense it within themselves. But I feel for some of you, you could genuinely tend to date individuals that don't necessarily want to settle down, but you find it a challenge and you make it your mission to make sure that they settle down with you, because you see it as a rejection. And it's not a rejection, it's just their way of being. Maybe they're not ready yet during the time that you are in a connection with them to actually settle down. And it could be the right person, but it could be the wrong time. But you make sure that they settle down when you want them to. You don't take the rejection well at all. Or you make sure that they don't reject you. Yeah, so we've got the Chariot card. Some of you could be a Cancer, or you could attract Cancerians. You generally like to date people that, you like long-term relationships. You don't want to be in like fleeting connections. You don't want to be in relationships where a partner makes you feel on your own. Generally, you do like to be on your own anyway, but you want to be on your own terms. But you generally, when you date long term, and you date with a purpose, like, I want to move in with this person, I want to get married, I want to have children. So when you date, you're quite picky with who you choose to date as well, because you don't just want to date anybody, but the type that you generally do date are individuals that don't actually want to settle down. So but your plan is to settle down. Your plan could be to get married. Your plan could be to have children, to move in together. But you could generally go towards individuals that don't really get on with their mother as well. That can have an impact on you. Or you're not one of these people that want to be your partner's mother. You know, you expect your partner to be independent. You don't want a clinger. You want them to be independent because it adds excitement. If they become too predictable, you get bored. So you like a partner that will keep you on your toes, but you would like, or you've dated partners in the past that you actually want to have a long-term relationship with, that you can move forward with, have children with. But you've also dated individuals whereby there's an emotional disconnect, and you're both playing games. It's like you both are trying to one up each other, and there could have been cheating here. There could have been cheating, because either yourself or your partner from the past may have felt like you're doing it, or she's doing it, or he's doing it, so I'm going to do it, even if there's no evidence. And you could tend to date partners that make you feel like you can't trust them. So you could always be trying to keep an eye on what they're doing, or partners that you have dated made you feel insecure because they've just shown some sort of lack of stability, and maybe you've sensed, or you uncovered that they were disloyal in some way. But you tend to date individuals that you can create a family with, or that becomes like family. You could tend to date people that want to have children with you as well, or could have children already. That could be the thing. You may seek people that have children already, because you could have children already, and you may not want any more children. Yeah, you've tended to date individuals who are very stable, financially stable. You don't go out with individuals who are not working. Like, your partner has to be in a good job. They don't have to be making thousands or millions, but they have to be in a stable job. They have to be in a job. They have to have a job. And, initially you would like a partner who is self-made, is like their own boss. You could be attracted to Taurians, or Virgos, Cancers, or Sagittariuses, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North, South Node, or Lilith. You could attract partners that are stable, financially stable, that have their own homes, or just financially stable, just have good jobs, could be business owners, is what I'm picking up. So that's very important to you. You're not just going to go out with anyone. They have to have money, so that they are able to take care of themselves. You don't want to have to mother anyone. You don't want to have to take care of anyone. You don't want to have to father anyone, if you're a male listening to this. And you tend to date people that are the loner-like types as well. You like individuals who are ambitious, who you can create and generate with. You could also date individuals who overwork, like workaholics. But you find this appealing, you find this attractive. And sometimes you may feel like they're doing something, or you prefer them to be like this because it makes you know that they're not doing something. This doesn't really bother you if they are a workaholic, because you know that they're not doing anything, but you may not get to see them much. There's a distance here. You generally tend to date for love. Like when I say date, you fall in love with these individuals. Like, you're not the type of person to betray a partner once you are in a relationship with them. You can be very loyal, and you do offer and extend your heart. And you generally tend to, if you're gonna say, okay, we are together, I am your partner, you will only say that once you know that you're in love, and you will stay in a relationship once you feel that the other person loves you too. Because if you don't feel the other person loves you, you're shut down emotionally. You may generally tend to date people that love you more, or shows. You date people that show you that they love you. But if they don't show you that they love you, then for some of you, you could stray. You may stay with them, but you will stray. Because you have to be shown love. I think everyone does anyway, but you may have not left these connections because you were in love with these people, but it's almost like you wanted to punish them for not loving you. And by punishing them, or also to make yourself feel good and worthy, you will stray, but you will not let go of them. Even if you thought that they didn't love you, you'll still hold on to them. That Cancerian energy. Cancers are known to hold on to things and grudges and people. But it's like you would want to still prove to yourself that I am attractive. So instead of letting the person go, if you thought they didn't have the same reciprocal feelings, you will hold on to them because of the love you feel, but you will gain satisfaction elsewhere as a means to tell yourself, okay, just because you're not giving me the love and attention that I want, I'm going to prove that I can still get it somewhere else. So then you could date people that are not, to me, I feel like the people you date, they do actually love you, but they don't show it in the way that you want to be shown. They could be people that overwork. They could be individuals that don't want to settle down. And they could play a lot of games. Once they know that you want them to settle down, they could play games with you. And that's like, how does that person love me then? People love in the way that they know how to love, and it's not always the way that we want to be loved. But from what I'm seeing here, the individuals that you have been in relationships with, they have loved you in the way that they knew how to love, but it's not to your standard. And you may feel like you're left unsatisfied with this behavior. You could feel like it's just a burden. It's a burden. So you could tend to date these types of people, whereby you feel alone even in a connection with these types of people. Because to me, everyone's just doing their own thing here. And that's how your connections, you could tend to go towards connections where everyone's just doing their own thing. But you want the home, the marriage and the children with these individuals, and they can provide this because they are stable, financially stable. They can provide these things, but you could tend to go towards very selfish energies, is what I'm picking up. Very selfish, self-centered energies where these individuals don't want children. They're very self-serving. They just are working. It's nothing wrong in it, but these individuals generally don't want to settle down, is what I'm picking up. They're just wanting to work, for instance, and just spend on their own, have their own money, not spend on anyone else. I'm hearing the word frugal, not even maybe spending on you. Just spending, or maybe just saving, but like a very self-focused energy. And Spirit is saying that you could have the same tendencies also, which is why you go towards these individuals. But then once you're with these individuals, it's like, okay, there should be something else outside of this. You could be trying to come out of this energy where you are just focused on self, because you could have been single for a long time. I'm also picking up that you generally could just like having your own independence within your relationship, and I think that's fine. I think everyone should have independence within a relationship, but you go towards individuals that are like that, and that's where it ends. Whereas you like to have your own independence, but you're still willing to share your time, sometimes your resources as well. But again, you're not prepared to mother anyone. Because you're independent, you need your partner to be independent. And yes, you do attract partners that are independent, but their independence is more of a me, myself, and I. Like, even when they're in a relationship, they are still operating like they are single. And the reflection to you could be like, you may not know that you are still operating like you are single as well when you're in the relationship. So they think, oh, I met my match. But you secretly want more. And some could think, oh, but that wasn't part of the plan. Remember, this is how we are. It's that type of energy. But there could also be a lack of communication with the people that you end up dating. There's not much communication here. There's love. There's a lot of love, but there's no emotional exchange where you have. And I know Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is the planet of communication, but I feel like the communication is very distant and cold. So there's not a sharing of communication. There's always a guessing going on. Then there's mind games, having to one up the other person. Why do you choose these types of people? The Spirit is saying because you could be quite closed off yourself emotionally and not open, not giving. It says money improvements, more coming your way. You're very focused on your money. Maybe you don't like to, when you're in a relationship, your money is your money, or, there's an energy of just holding back. There's an energy of separation here. Some of you could be in relationships where you both live separately, or you have been in relationships, I should say, where both people live in separate homes. Maybe some partners would have liked to share the home with you or something like that. But you generally, deep down, want your own things to call your own. You have yours, I have mine. We don't need to blend it together. Why do you attract these partners? Fears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. Yeah, you attract these partners because you too find it hard to open up emotionally. You too find it hard to emote. You definitely could intellectualize your emotions. Emotions are not really discussed. If emotions are probed, if a partner tries to probe your emotions, you definitely could shut down, and you could connect with people that don't like to open up. And I don't really feel like there's a lot of guessing that could happen may have happened in your connections, because both parties weren't open to opening up, but it could lead to a lot of mental conflict. The mental conflict comes from not being able to share and then guessing what the other one thinks. And these people may have felt the same way about you. So Spirit is saying that you could attract these individuals because you are quite similar to these individuals also. Fears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. And a part of you could also feel safe in the knowing that, okay, they're not emotionally open. That makes me feel okay because I don't have to emotionally open up to them either. Because there's a part of you that doesn't like to open up, but there's a frustration that erupts within you when they don't open up, when they start running away. Why do you attract these partners? Temperance, money restrictions, testing the waters. Yeah, you could attract these partners, specifically Sagittariuses, Cancers, Virgos, Tauruses, or you could be of those signs I just mentioned: Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North or South Node, because you want to find a balance. And I feel like you know these aspects to yourself, like in regards to you find it hard to emote and open up, and everyone's different. Everyone's different, but you could be connecting to these individuals in the hope that if they open up, it can heal aspects within you to then open up, if that makes sense. You're trying to find a balance. You're wanting to find someone that is emotionally open, though, because you would like to have that emotional dialogue, emotional equal give and take, and exchanging of maybe money. Maybe you feel like you have to be in this way because you've been with partners that have been quite financially selfish, not wanting to take you out, or you, excuse me, not wanting to take you out, not wanting to share like the bills, or you've been with partners like this, and I feel like subconsciously you want balance. You don't want, yes, you are happy to know that your partners are they're working and they can look after themselves, but that's where it stops sometimes with some of you. You want to be in a connection whereby you're both sharing and planning and so forth. You don't want there to be money restrictions. So some of you could date people because you feel like they are stable. This is the type of person that I should be in a relationship with so that we can have children and buy a house. But then what then happens that you find that they're very selfish. Yes, they're working, but they're not willing to share, which then makes you not want to share. So everyone's just holding on to their coins. Because they could present themselves in one way, ambitious, this, that, and you're thinking, yeah, they're ticking all the boxes, but it's like, no, they're ambitious for themselves and they're self-only. They're not thinking about a future with anyone but themselves. And they're more like the here and now type individuals as opposed to thinking about the future. And that's when things get a little bit uncomfortable for you. So why do you date these types? Because, yeah, you want someone that you want a normal relationship where you and your partner both, invest in each other. It's an equal balance of give and take. You're both of service to each other. And that makes you hold back because you know that these individuals don't, or the individual that you have dated is not open, and there has been an unequal balance here. We have raising money or salary. So I feel like you date these individuals because to me it's like you date ambitious types that you want to have a family with, though. You're thinking, oh, this person could be a great mother, this person could be a great father. We can both put our money together and we can both raise children, we can both decorate a beautiful home. It's that type of energy. But you come to find that it's one-sided. Even when you're in these relationships with these people, they're very selfish. They're spending the money on themselves, on new cars, on new clothes, and going out and just expensive things or whatever the case is. And even in these relationships you could still feel like you're the only one. You tend to date these individuals because you want a balance, and you may have been with maybe people from the past that were generous, and that's what you're accustomed to, you know, and you generally want yourself and your partner to win in life so that you can have beautiful experiences, and you don't want to have money problems as well. You don't want to have to struggle. You want there to be a balance of, we both pay for these things together. I don't want it to all fall on me. So why do you date these individuals? Knight of Cups. For love. You do date for love. You know, you do have to feel that heartfelt connection. But you're very practical as well. They have to be able to. They have to have their own, you know. Young man to 25 years needing more confidence. And Spirit is saying that you could feel a sense, you could date as well, because you just don't want to be on your own. You don't want to, you may feel like you won't be able to provide, even though you can provide for yourself, from what I'm seeing here, but you may feel like you have to be in a relationship to, you have to be in a relationship with these, with someone, because you know, it'll be more easier to split the bills, it'll be more easier. But Spirit is saying you have to have more confidence within yourself, because you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. Yes, it is nice to be with someone and you're both sharing the bills, but Spirit is saying you can, you know, you don't need to date these types of people. I don't like to tell people what to do because I'm not no relationship guru, but this is just advice and Spirit. You don't have to date people that's not, because you generally want to date people to find a relationship so that you can both, you know, fall in love with each other. You date for love. You don't date for money. You definitely date for love, but you're very practical as well. It's like, okay, love is not gonna, as is a song, I think 50 Cent said it, love's not gonna get you on the bus. So you are very practical. But then what happens is you date these individuals that are very selfish. So it's almost like you're on your own, and they're selfish with their emotions as well. And Spirit is saying there's a lack of confidence with thinking that you can't get better, but you may feel, oh, you know, we love each other, so I might as well stay, or maybe I shouldn't ask them for their money because then they won't love me. So the love and the caring, it comes, it ties up, if that makes sense, because it's like, oh, they're not giving me money, so that means they don't love me, so that means that I'm not worthy. So then it moves away from, we're in a relationship, we should be doing things together, especially if they move in. It then leads towards, I got to make them love me, because if I make them love me, then they're going to want to spend on me, when in actual fact these individuals are selfish, the ones that you dated. They did love you, but they didn't know how to share. Their thoughts were not on sharing. And Spirit is saying you need to have confidence to know that you can actually take care of yourself, from what I'm seeing here. And if you're, you know, you're dating someone and they've moved in or whatever, and they're not sharing, that doesn't mean that it should have a reflection on you. That doesn't mean that you are not valued because they can't see the error of their ways for not sharing with you. And some of these individuals that you date, they do need more confidence. It's like a lack of maturity here, a lack of knowing that I need to share. You know, I'm living with my girlfriend or my partner, my boyfriend. I need to share. It's not everything is on them, you know, and you may feel like if you keep giving and giving and giving your love, then they will eventually share. They will eventually be that practical person that you want them to be. And it doesn't work like that, because then what happens is that you keep giving emotionally, because you give a lot of energy into your connections, because you want them to share their emotions, to share their love. And Spirit is saying that these individuals, there's a immaturity here and a selfishness as well. You know, this is my Scorpio card, and Scorpios rule the 8th house, which rules other people's money, which rules sex, death, rebirth, transformation. So you try to transform these selfish partners from the past into partners that are going to be more balanced, more generous financially. It's like you're trying to mold them into, or you have tried to mold partners to be like a husband or a wife when they are just in an energy of selfishness, greed, and you could take that personally, but it makes you fight even more to prove that no, you have to be that husband or that wife that I want to have children with. I'm going to make you be that husband or wife, you know. And they just, some of them are just not there. They're just not there yet, because there's a lack of confidence in themselves to get to another level, to be able to offer and extend to anyone else. I'm hearing some of them are barely coping, but they make it look good, and that's what you could fall, you know, you could fall towards, like, oh look, they're making that money, so they would make a great partner, and they would, but it could be a facade for some of you, for some of these people. And you date these individuals because you're very sexually attracted to them, so you can get absorbed by the looks and the intimacy that you both share, sex transformation, you know. So you may feel like through your love making with these individuals, you can change them. You can get you know, money owed to you, and you can both build together. Mm. And you could tend to get very wrapped up in the intimacy aspect. Like, it's very good, I see. Like your connections with these people, the intimacy is very potent, it's very powerful, and that can get you sidetracked because you had strong physical connections with these people, and that got you sidetracked from what you actually wanted. And some of these individuals, they knew how to sway your mind from what you wanted in a practical sense by, you know, being intimate with you. And Spirit is saying that as good as it was, and as good as it could be, you have to stick to your morals and what you want out of a relationship, and have boundaries, you know. And I feel like your connections with all these people from the past were very potent, and it was like, oh my God, you know, I get that, I can see that, but it's about, you know, sometimes people, if they know what you want and they know they're not going to give it to you, they can keep you hanging, and they know how they can sway or deter your mind from what you actually want. And some of them promise you these things as well. Yeah, we're going to move in, I'm going to pay half, we're going to have a child. Maybe a child was born, and then you found that this person wasn't, you know, paying their way, but they just thought, okay, if I make love to my partner number two, then they won't pressure me to settle down. They won't pressure me to, you know, go halves, or and that's why Spirit is saying, if you were, or if that does happen, then you need to not try and give in, because then you're not going to get out of what you want. And for some of you, I'm hearing that you're not going to get out what you want. you're not going to get out with what you want with these individuals anyway. And some people could use sex as a tool to keep you trapped. And some of them have, unfortunately, this trapping has occurred here in some of your connections with a child. Because someone wants something that the other can't clearly give, and you could feel to yourself, it's a disrespect to you, or it's a disrespect to my character to not give me what I want. So I'm going to take matters into my own hands. But generally, these individuals, they could be showing you who they are from the beginning, and you could be in refusal to accept who they are, and you could be trying to place them in a box that they don't belong in. And because they don't belong in a specific box, you could be determined to get them in that box, to satisfy a need within you, to say, yes, I did it. I managed to tame this person that didn't commit to anyone else. I managed to make this person pay for me. So yes, that does mean that I am worthy, I am deserving, I am loved. And it doesn't have anything to do with that. And you got to get to the point where you realize that one cannot be controlled. And just because a person is acting in a certain way, I remember speaking to my sister once, and I was complaining to her about something, and she's like, people are going to do what they're going to do. And just all she said, and it just really touched me, and it healed me in that moment. People are going to do what they're going to do, and as hard as it sounds, it should not be a reflection onto us as to how we value and view ourselves. People got their own thing going on in their mind, and we can take it personally, especially when people don't explain. But I feel like through action, you may have met these people in this energy, and you may have felt, I can change them, but these people are very stubborn and rigid within, what they were doing, that they were never going to change. Not for the time being that you were with them anyway. And that's not anything to do with you. That's how they were before they even met you. And you may have felt that I should have been the one to change them, but people will only change when they are ready to change. A person can't make someone change. We can only control ourselves. We cannot control any other. We are on our own pathways. We are on our own missions. And when we align with people, yes, we meet, and spirit makes us meet these individuals, but sometimes we don't continue the journey together because we have free will. We can be connected together by spirit to learn from each other, but one person may get the assignment and the other person won't, or both parties get the assignment. So you had general connections, like deep connections with these individuals, and it could have been deep soulmate connections, and you knew what it was, but these individuals were not enlightened yet, and that was probably what was fueling you to get what you wanted out of these partnerships. But these individuals weren't as enlightened as you are. They were in like a stuck energy. So you could be more enlightened, and you could just foresee that person would make a great, but they don't see themselves as that person that you see themselves. Remember the diamond in the rough. You see the diamond within these individuals, but they don't connect to that part of themselves yet. And by you trying to show them that they are a diamond in the rough, by trying to place them in roles that they're not ready for, it makes them flee, because they're not awakened to what you are awakened to. And then it becomes a toxic game of cat and mouse. What type of partners would be suitable for you? Part number 2. So partners that are not always on the go. You know, you may feel like you like partners that are very independent, you know, and always up, out and about, up and down. You like that thrill of the chase at first, but generally that energy makes you feel a sense of dis-ease. It makes you feel a sense of discomfort. It wreaks havoc on your nervous system. So you would do well with a partner that doesn't upset your nervous system. I don't think any one of us should be with anyone that upsets our nervous system, but someone that is quite stationary, someone that, you know, maybe doesn't live abroad or too far away from you. Some of you want your own space. I understand that, but someone that even if you move in with them, they are a person that gives you your own space, but they are still there. You know, some of you may not want to live with anyone, but I feel like you would do well with someone that is not always on the go, because it leads you to start having maybe anxiety and not knowing, you know, like pouring a lot of energy into trying to stagnate that person. And when I say stagnate, I don't mean that in a detrimental way, but to make that person stay stationary, I should say. So someone that is stationary, someone that's not always here, there, and everywhere, or they're coming to your house one day and then they're, you know, sleeping for 2 nights and then they disappear again and you don't know where they are, and it causes a lot of upheaval. Someone that's not like that. If they got their own place, they let you know, okay, I'm going to sleep at yours for 2 nights, and then for 2 nights of sleeping at mine, you're more than welcome to join. You know, someone that keeps you abreast, and someone that is, you know, that's not going to make you wonder. And I can say that because we generally we can't decide how someone's going to act, but I feel like not having a long distance relationship, someone that either lives near to you or someone that eventually moves in, or someone that's got their own home as well, where you can go and visit, where you're still keeping that connection alive. Someone that's not into these mind games as well. 5 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Someone that you don't have to try and one up, because I feel that's how your connections may have been, trying to one up each other. So not being in that energy of trying to one up each other, trying to hurt each other, trying to see who can hold off the longest first before one texts. That is not what you actually want. But someone could have put you in that energy. Someone that's not toxic, you know, you may do well with someone that's like a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North, South Node, or Lilith. Someone that takes control as well. Someone that's not, you know, because to me it's like you have to take a lot of control here. You have to try and control how this person acts, and you have to try and make this person mature. So someone that's more mature, maybe someone that's a little bit older than you, or someone that is actually older than you. Someone that is established, someone that's traditional, someone that wants to get married as well, and someone that's not going to control, you know, because even these energies that you may have encountered, they were controlling in their own way. With this whole cat and mouse situation, they were controlling in their own way. It's like they knew that you wanted them to settle down, and they could have been stringing you along or teasing you, or, you know, something like this. Some of them may have told you, you know, or some of them may not have told you, and that's a form of control as well, by not telling you how they feel, by holding back. You know, it's a form of control. It was a form of control, because it made you want to probe and find out and dig, and, you know, keeping you up at night. So someone's going to be straight with you, someone that is mature, someone that's going to have a mature approach. Okay, this is what I want. Someone that is traditional, because you are looking for someone that sorry, that is traditional. So someone that yes, takes care of their body, because I feel like someone's physical fitness is of importance to you, but someone that wants to someone that invests in themselves, someone that has not got any habits, because you could have dated people that were just all over the place, and you want someone that is serious, and that someone that's willing to, someone that's not going to be toxic and play mind games with you as well, someone that's just open, someone that is open with you, someone that doesn't hide their past. If they had a toxic past, you want someone to just be open and just be real. Yes, you want someone that's established, someone that could be in a high position as well. I'm not saying you have to go and seek someone that's in a high position, but somebody that is open about their past, is financially stable, but wants to share their finances. Let's buy a house together, let's decorate the house together, let's get married, or someone that wants to share. The person that may be a good romantic partner for you, partner number 2, is someone that is a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North or South Node. Someone that is in touch with their spirituality. So you could benefit with someone that is quite spiritual, right? That is spiritual. Someone that's creative. Someone that is, the High Priestess could be very private. Someone that's private as well, because you could have dated someone that was quite well known or something, or just out there, and you like privacy, you like peace and quiet. Someone that's going to give you peace, someone that is peaceful is what I'm picking up. Someone that is at peace with themselves, someone that is in touch with their spirituality, so you can have deep, meaningful conversations about spirituality. Someone that will value the connection that is sacred between the two of you. And you can have like sacred love-making sessions as well. Deep spiritual bonds. Someone that you can connect with on an emotional level. The type of person that you should date, partner number 2. This person could be a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North or South Node, or Lilith. Someone that you can have like intellectual conversations with, but someone that will not find your distance an issue, because you are a person that wants your own independence within a relationship. And maybe when you try to do that with these individuals, even though they were like emotionally distant and quite selfish, they started to play mind games with you to make you chase them. And then you may have felt, okay, I've got to chase them. But someone that's going to understand that you need your own space and value you regardless. Someone that's not going to leave you out in the cold or block you, because some of these individuals may have blocked you, especially when you've taken time out. They may have thought, oh, this is a game, and then blocked you or something like this. But someone that's going to, be emotionally intelligent as well. Someone that you can have great communication with, effective communication with, because I feel like communication was quite dormant in the connections that you were with in the past. And someone that's not going to be greedy, like, this is my money. Even if you are in a relationship with them, even if, if they got children already, like, listen to the way they are talking about, do they look after their children, like, on the weekends or every 2 weeks or whatever in the summer holidays. Like, listen to them. Or when they're talking about, when you're both talking about having children or stuff, does this person want children? Is this person extremely frugal? Someone that is as generous as you, or someone that understands, okay, I've got my money, you've got your money, but we can still share together. Someone that's willing to meet you in the middle as well. And some of you could meet people of these signs that I just mentioned: Pisces, Libra. What another one? What's the other one? Pisces, Libra, Capricorn. Some of you could be in connections with these individuals now, but these are the types of energies that you should, date, because communication is important, and opening up one's emotion and creating a legacy. And if you're not dated or dating these people, then some of you could meet these individuals. October could be of importance, Pisces season, and December or January could be of importance as well. That's what I have for you. Pile number 2. I am tired. I'm going to take a break again, and then I'm going to head on over to pile number 3. Hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And click your notification bell to be notified of future videos like this one. I hope you enjoy the new and improved Empath Butterfly Spiritual Life Coaching channel. Readings are, I'm sensing, ever since I changed the name of the channel, the readings are more in depth, they're more deeper, and yeah, I'm liking the vibe. Please let me know if you like the vibe too. I will see you soon, pile number 3. I'm going to have a break and I'll be back soon. Pile number 3. Excuse me. Just see. Pile number 3. Thank you for joining me. Let's see. What type of partners do you attract? Why? And what type of partners will be more suitable for you in the future? Okay. Just had to walk up 3 flights of stairs. So if I'm out of breath, I apologize. All right, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. So the type of partners that you have attracted in the past may have been partners that made you feel left out in the cold, may not have been supportive, you know, emotionally cold, distant, you know, leaving you at your time of need, lacking support, because these individuals may not have known how to support themselves. So they may have shut down emotionally when you were in need of their support. There's like a stuckness here with the types of people that you connected to. You may have felt that you were the only one in the connection. For some of you, I'm picking up the type of partners that you may have connected with in the past were people that were like your ride or die, you know, people that were there in your time of need on the flip side, people that were there through the good times and the bad times, very reliable, you know, not just there for the fun times, there for the bad times, the harsh times, the rough times, you know, real genuine souls. So you've been lucky to connect to these individuals, pile number 3, that didn't leave your side in times of distress, you know, always there for you whenever you needed a helping hand, always had your back, always there to defend you, you know, always there to protect, very protective connections that you encountered, and you were this way towards them also. So it wasn't a one-way thing, it was a two-way system. You're there for me, I'm there for you, I've got your back, like a Bonnie and Clyde type of energy, protecting each other to the last. The types of connections that you encountered in the past, pile number 3, were connections whereby there was a lot of intellectual stimulation. Communication is key in your relationships. You like to maybe text, maybe WhatsApp, voice note, FaceTime your partners. You like to have open dialogue. You like to gain clarity about situations that could have caused disruptions in your connections. You want to clear the air. So you have encountered individuals whereby if there's any type of indiscrepancies or uncertainties, you want to be able to talk your issues through with your partner. And through your conversations with each other, you were both able to find clarity. So intelligent communication. Yes, you can have the banter. I'm not seeing any other card here yet, but let's see. Excuse me for the noise. But communication is and has been key in your relationships. I'm hearing I wouldn't have it any other way, you know. being able to understand your partner and vice versa. Some of you may have, I feel like you do not like to internalize your thoughts. You like to get your thoughts out. You may like to talk to your partners about different things, different subjects, different topics, different hobbies, interests. Having that open communication at all times is extremely important for you. And you have encountered individuals that reciprocated these same traits. 6 of Wands. So you tended to go out with partners that were very popular, very attractive. Partners that could have been in the public eye, or partners that a lot of people wanted to date, wanted to be friends with. You tended to date individuals that were in high demand, but always made you feel, I'm hearing, at the center of the universe. So even though they may have been, I'm hearing like busy partners as well, despite the fact that they may have been busy, or they may have been very popular, you took that in your stride, but you generally could date very good looking people as well, people that are quite established, people that are respected. You go out with people that are respected, people that are known as well, people that could be famous or quite famous within your community, your friendship groups, your workplace, university. You may have tended to get into connections whereby you and your partner are like a power couple. You're equally matched, like that good looking couple, or there's something very popular. Yeah, I'm seeing the word popular because I done some like notes yesterday. I've seen the word popular. Very, you tended to go out with individuals that attracted a lot of attention from the opposite gender or the same gender. People wanted to always be around your person and you. But you tend to date people that are very private as well, or you tend to have private relationships, secret relationships for some of you. And going back to the 5 of Pentacles, maybe you dated these individuals that, were there for you for thick and thin. It's because you are like a protector of the underdog as well. And it's like Spirit sent these individuals to you so that you can meet your match. Like there's someone out there that's going to be that way towards you too, And you tended to date individuals that were very private in a sense. So yes, they could be very popular, they could be in the public eye, but Spirit aligned you with these individuals to connect to the other side to them that's not on the forefront of things, not on the stage. For some of you, the people that you tended to date had like a public persona, but with you they showed a different side that a lot of people would be quite shocked about, because it's like they had to play up to this character that was created, or they knew that they were in a role and all eyes were going to be on them and they had to act in a certain way. But with you got to access the depths of them, their heart, their spiritual side. You connected with partners whereby you had deep spiritual relationships with them, where it was, connections that were telepathic. You understood each other spiritually without even having to say a word, even when you weren't in the same facilities. Your relationships were no joke. You tend to go towards deep spiritual relationships, fun relationships as well, high vibing in a sense, but you tended to date people that had all eyes on them at all times, so there was a lack of secrecy, even if you wanted to keep the connection sacred and secret, because of the personality types that you tended to go towards. They were always in demand. Like, you would date people that other people would fancy and want to date also, and you generally tended to try and keep your relationships a secret. And even if you did keep your relationship a secret for some time, it will always be found out, and there could be like some sort of hysteria around that. This is why you both, or the connections that you were in, tended to try and protect the connection at all cost, because you knew like that people, or the relationship was under threat. You tended to date individuals that you could be friends with within that relationship. Does that make sense? Because I'm tired. You tended to date individuals that you could be friends with. So it's not just about, how you both look to the public, or how you were both perceived by the public. And this could be people in your area. This could be people, in the neighborhood. I'm hearing social media for some of you, because you could be in a social media relationship at the moment for some of you. Sorry, in a YouTube, you could have like a YouTube channel where you and your partner are both in the public eye. You could have a family where you're well known on social media, or you could have dated people like that. Some of you could still be with the person now. Some of you could be a Libra, a Pisces, a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus, North Node, South Node, or Lilith. Or you could tend to date people of those signs, or people of those signs could be attracted to you. But you generally dated individuals that you were best friends with them, and vice versa. You were both best friends, and you dated people, the dates that you were in generally turned into long-term relationships. And maybe in the beginning that wasn't the plan for the other person or yourself, but you generally enjoyed each other's company through conversing, and then connecting on an emotional, deeply spiritual level, and then you both fell in love. So your relationships generally are very fun, very warm, inviting. And I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles, and that card does not look warm, but very loyal, and it leads towards marriage, even if that's not the initial plan, because you both generally enjoy each other's companies. So you tend to date people that want something long term with you, and that you want something long term with too, because you generally like each other. So when you date people, and when you're in a relationship with people, even if you fall in love with them, you actually like the person, not just love them, you like them, because the communication is on point, the chemistry is potent, it's powerful, and there is a unspoken knowing that you will have each other's back, you will be loyal to each other, you will not step out on each other. So you could be lucky. You could be very, very lucky. Okay. You tend to date people and get into relationships with people that could be quite possessive. Like, you are mine. I'm thinking of that Rihanna song, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. Bear with me. When there's a scene where I think he writes on her yours, and she writes on him mine. But you could make claims on each other, or you could like to wear each other's clothes. even if you're different genders or whatever, but you generally just morph into one, whereby you start acting like your partner. That generally happens when you're with someone for a long time, but you generally get into relationships where you end up being in long-term relationships where you are like, you know, friends, siblings. I know that sounds a bit weird, but lovers, and you know, you're all, everything's all in one. You don't hide anything from your person. You like to merge with your person. You like to get to the depth of your person. You like to share secrets with your person. You are generally best friends with your partners, or the partners that you have dated in the past. We also have the Ten of Pentacles as well. So you get into relationships. Your relationships are ones whereby, yeah, they lead to long-term relationships and marriages. And some of you have that in mind, like, the next person I'm going to meet, I'm going to marry. Like, you have that in mind. And some of you could hold on to, I'm not getting any toxic cards here though, but some of you could hold on to relationships because you see the beauty, or you see the potential of the relationship of the person. Even when you guys are going through really bad times, you still hold on to some sort of faith, and you have this higher knowing that they are your person, and the connection that you share is worth more than silver or gold or money. Appreciate your connections as well. The type of people that you attract are people that are traditional as well, people that want to be in love and have that one person, you know, people that want to have that open dialogue with their partner and be a friend to their partner, and vice versa. But people that want someone that's going to defend them too, and defend the relationship, and not get sidetracked or get lured into stepping out. People that are quite possessive, that they just see their partner as their one and only and no one else. And when they encounter you, it's like they struck gold, literally struck gold. It's like, I found a friend, I found someone I can talk to, I found someone I can make love to, I found someone that, you know, we can go out on town. I found someone that is equally as attractive as I am on different levels, and I found someone that I can share my innermost feelings with without being judged. I found someone that will protect my heart. You could attract sensitive souls. You could attract psychics, whether or not they are aware of it, but you could attract, and it's like they psychically know that you are their person. You know, you could attract traditional types. For some of you, you could attract like city boys, or people that work in a city, or you could attract people that come from old money, or people that come from like well-off backgrounds, like their parents are rich, or they have inheritance. And they may not tell you about this at first because they want to see if you want them for their money or if you want them for their heart. And then once they see that you generally do want them for their heart, that's when they reveal secrets to you that will shock you. And for some of you, you could have intuitive abilities yourself, which you do because the High Priestess card is here. And there's a knowing that you may not know the exact amount, or you may not know that the person is from money or their family's rich or they are rich. You know, you may not know that, but it could be in the way that they carry themselves or something. But you fall in love with souls. So even if you have a knowing that this person could come from a background based off what they say to you or whatever, you could kind of connect the dots. You are not really moved by that. You're more moved by how they make you feel, how you connect to them, and they sense that. So you generally attract people that want to settle down, want to get married, but someone that wants to be loved for who they are. Someone that wants to actually have that one person that they can grow old with and have children with. Someone that's going to be loyal to them because they are loyal. So you do attract loyal types. I'm not saying you've never been out with someone that's being disloyal to you, but you generally tend to attract people that come from money. Whether that's, and I'm picking up rich. When I say rich, I mean rich in spirit. You generally attract very spiritually powerful people like yourself. This is why you could both be like a power couple. People might not say, oh, they're spiritually powerful, but people can't put their finger on it about the two of you or in relationships that you had in the past. But there's something unique and dynamic and powerful about you and the people that you date. And I feel like what makes you both powerful is your love for each other when you're together. But you generally attract people that actually do want to settle down. Even if they didn't want to settle down before, when they encounter you, it's like they feel like they found their forever person. Because we've got the Queen of Cups. So you attract people that I feel like you attract very spiritual beings. And I'm hearing the word, yes, soulmate. I'm actually writing a soulmate piece for my blog. When the blog's up and running, I will let you know, butterflies, about it. But you generally do attract people that are your soulmate and that are looking for love, but not just to be loved by anyone, to be loved by someone like you, someone that is their energetic match. You attract people that have that otherworldly, ethereal, even if they're a male, beautiful energy, beautiful kind heart. You attract people that are compassionate, that have a lot of depth, warmth, empathy. It could have been like your previous partner, or it could have been like your last two previous partners for some of you. You attract people that are openly expressive with their emotions, is what I'm picking up. Someone that is so loving and with so much love to give. Someone that's got like a open heart chakra. You could also attract people that have that mothering quality. Some of you could be a male listening to this. You don't have to be, even if it's the same gender relationship. You could attract like mothers, people that have children, and they're great parents, so they know how to love and nurture you. You could attract people that want to have children with you as well. The relationships you get into, the partner that you were with, they generally want to have children with you. They want to co-create with you. They want to merge with you. It's of importance, whether it's a spoken thing or unspoken thing, but it's a thing that you both know, within yourselves, that you just need to create something together. You could attract creative types as well. People that are very creative, people that can like draw, sing, act, dance, people that are very beautiful, People that have beautiful hearts, beautiful souls. You attract beautiful souls. Yes, you could also attract like eccentric types, because we're looking at her blue hair. You know, people that are quite unorthodox, people that wouldn't, people would not necessarily place you with, but again, you are attracted to souls, not, because I'm not really seeing a lot of looks cards here, but you could be more attracted to souls than the physical attributes of a person. Okay, so let's see, why do you attract these individuals? You attract these individuals. We have the Seven of Cups. All that glitters is not gold. Look beyond the clouds. Money, improvements. Yeah, you are attracted to souls, not just about looks. All that glitters is not gold. So maybe in the past you have dated people that were physically attractive, only to come to find that these individuals were not as beautiful underneath. They lack substance. Some of them may have had like substance addictions as well. Some of them were deceitful. Some of them were liars, you know, cheats. Some of them may have stolen, you know, stolen your time, stolen your energy, stolen from you, you know, to give to someone else, or just stolen in general. Someone that has told a lot of lies, and you don't want that. You may have thought to yourself, okay, I kept going out with that specific type, thinking that because they look that way, they will act that way. But then you got to realize that just because someone looks a certain way doesn't mean they're going to act the way that they look. You know, and you may have lacked discernment as well. You may have felt the pang of distrust in your stomach, but then because they were so good looking, you were just drawn by their beauty or their, you know, handsomeness, and you turned a blind eye to the red flags, hoping that there will be a better tomorrow, or that their behavior will match the way that they looked. Just mesmerized, just blown away by their beauty, when all along they were deceiving you, and they knew they had you wrapped around their finger, because they knew that you were absorbed by the way that they looked, or if they wore their hair in a specific way, or if they wore makeup, or if they wore a specific outfit, or they done their, you know, beard, or if they wore specific jewelry. They just knew that you would just be hooked. They knew they could capture you by the way that they looked, and how you both looked to others, or how they would make you look, you know, because they knew that you placed in the past looks as something higher than anything else. And no matter what they did wrong to you, you will still take them back based off the way that they looked, thinking that you couldn't get anything better, thinking that they were better than you. And you realize that that's not the case. So why do you date these types of people? So you date these types of people, or you have dated these types of people because, again, you are connected to souls. Okay, again, look, we've got Five of Swords, losses. All is not lost, as you still have three swords remaining, giving you the upper hand. Yeah, you faced a lot of heartbreak in the past, a lot of deceit, a lot of trickery, because some of the partners that you dated in the past may have felt that you were naive due to knowing that they could lie to you, and you would still want to be with them, because they knew that you had a heart of gold. They knew that you were compassionate, you were caring, you were loving, and they didn't respect these qualities. You know, they betrayed or rejected these qualities, just thinking that you're always going to be there because you're so loving. My pile number 3 is never going to stop giving love. They're always going to be compassionate towards me. And even when they hurt you, you still show them compassion. and they felt that you were always going to be there. And for some of you, I feel like the reason why you tend to date, or you dated the people that you have dated, some of you are still dating this person now, is because you have more discernment now. You know, you got more boundaries. So if you felt that this individual was untrustworthy or deceitful, you would cut them off. And you tended to date these individuals because you know what it feels like to be in a distrustful relationship. But you're not going to allow what you've experienced in maybe toxic relationships to alter your mind in regards to what's before you in the future. You believe in giving people a chance. In the past, you've given people second, third, and even fifth chances, but you believe in giving new partners a chance. And you do have many options, but you don't always go towards the ones that looks the best. You don't really go towards what society thinks you should date or who they think you should date. You go toward what your heart tells you to go towards. You may have also dated people because they could have been like a bad boy or a bad girl, and you could sense that they were lacking love, and that was a risk because sometimes that can turn around on you, but you felt like they've been hurt after communicating with these individuals. I'm not saying you just rush into your connections, but you see the good in others, and after your communications with individuals, you realize that what they were actually lacking is love and wanting to be loved. And you realize that you were looking for the same thing, but it's not like, oh, you want to be loved, so do I, let's go out. It was more of a, I feel a connection with you, and I feel like we both want the same things. That's like an internal conversation you had with yourself, and maybe with the person as well. And it just, slowly morphed into a relationship. See that you had a lot in common, and obviously you're not going to have everything in common with the person, but the things that you don't have in common, you learn from the things that you didn't have in common with the other person. Being open to learn and being open to trust, not allowing your experiences from the past to harden your heart. Why did you date these individuals, or why do you date these types of individuals? Because you are a powerhouse yourself, and whether consciously or unconsciously, you are looking for an equal. You are looking for a match. It says King of Wands. Man over 25, green eyes, blonde to red hair, restless, outspoken, ambitious. So you do like, you like fiery types. You like individuals that are going to stand up for truth, stand up for injustice, stand up for, equality, fairness, balance, everything that you believe in. And you may have met somebody that faced a lot of judgment, faced a lot of backlash, and in a way, again, there's the energy of being a protector of the underdog, and you may have been that underdog in the past, and knew how it felt. You may have felt left out at some stage and counted out, and again, it's not about how things look to other people, it's about how something makes you feel. And you see the power, you see the queen, you see the king within others, even if others don't, even if that person don't see the king or queen within themselves, and you speak life into your people, into the person or your ex-partners or the current partner that you are with now. You see the beauty. It's skin deep with you. Some of you may have dated a Leo or a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars or Venus, or you could attract these qualities to you. Or you could be of those signs. I just mentioned that, didn't I? And you want someone that you can have fun with. You know, you attract these individuals because you do retain that childlike essence. You know, you're very creative, you're very powerful, you know where you want to go in life. You are a leader, and you connect with other leaders. So you could connect with, or maybe in the past you connected with people that were, you know, a dynamic powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with. And sometimes again it's like you connected to people to awaken parts within you that were dormant. And you may have been drawn to individuals that were powerful and dynamic and magnetic because you were obviously attracted to these individuals, but you didn't realize that you had these qualities within yourself. Maybe you were too shy to express yourself in this way. Maybe you were, you know, maybe you didn't know that these traits resided within you until you connected with these same types, and they were a reflection back to you of who you are, because what you see in others that is beautiful resides within you also. So why did you connect to these types of people? We have work frustrations, hard work needing to be done either at work or a situation in life. Seven of Pentacles, because you wanted a challenge. You know, and again, some of you may have connected with people that had like drug, alcohol addictions, that were, you know, left out in the cold, abandoned by everyone, homeless, you know, rejected by society. And it's like, okay, some of you like to fix people as well. And Spirit is saying that, because I'm hearing Coldplay, I Can Fix You. With you trying to fix them, you are actually trying to heal yourself. Because some of you could be on your self-love journey, and that's ongoing. And part of the way of fixing someone or healing someone, it can be done without being around that person. By healing ourselves, it also helps to heal others. So that's a side note, part number 3. Because you could have become quite burdened and frustrated and feeling like this is hard work. You're taking on a burden, you know, because the person may not have been listening, or the person was very combative with you and not wanting to change, not knowing, you know, and you may have, it could have caused friction in these relationships, and the person seeing you as, you know, a dictator in some cases, and it became a battleground. Like, no, I'm trying to help you. Like, no, you're trying to control me. You know, so sometimes we do need to take a step back and allow people to just be and work on ourselves. And sometimes we're working on ourselves, but it's hard to watch someone that you love and care about destroy themselves. But sometimes by just bettering ourselves, that can shift the energy to make the other person think, okay, maybe I should be doing that because they're happy, they're looking great, their health is good, you know. But some people may not even get to that point. They may just want to stay stuck and defensive. But you genuinely want to help. You want to help. And you have to be careful at times, because it can become a like a caretaker like connection that you could get in. It has to be reciprocal, two-way. And that's why it could have been quite burdensome, and you could have got frustrated because you could have felt like you were pouring a lot into the person that you were dealing with, and you weren't getting any gains. And then it could have taken away from the initial magic that you both created from the start. And it's hard, because if you're with someone, you want to support them. But then it could have become like you were their Kira. when actually they should have, you know, yes, it's nice to get support, but take the lead and show that they can start helping themselves. Because it felt like, from what I'm looking at, you were doing everything for them and for yourself while still trying to look after yourself. And they were resistant to change, which made it more burdensome to you. Okay, so let's see. The types of individuals you attract are like creative types. You could tend to date people that are a little bit younger than you, but you generally like to connect with or date people that are, you know, very positive, open-hearted, kind, cheery, you know, romantic, sensitive. You tend to date sensitive souls, artistic, maybe musical. Music could be of importance in your connections with people. You may communicate through song, yourself and, you know, your person or the people that you used to date. You may like to write love letters, songs, or sing to each other, but you like to express your emotions. Emotional expression is or has been important or is important in your connections. You tend to date people that you can express your emotions to freely, you know, your love, because they make you feel comfortable to do so. You tend to date people that you fall in love quite quickly with them, and vice versa. You could also attract a lot of Pisces as well, or you could be a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus. So Spirit wants to know, I'm hearing touch upon the Page of Cups some more. Okay. All right. So you could tend to, the reason why you tend to attract these individuals is because you are of love. You have a lot of love to give. You are, you know, very kind-hearted, very compassionate. You are a good person to be in a relationship with. And you could have like Mercury or Venus like conjuncting your Neptune. Venus is that planet of love, how we love, who we love. And Neptune is that planet of magic, that planet of make-believe. And you tend to attract or be attracted to people that you have that magical Neptunian like connection with, where it's a fairy tale. Your connections are very fairy tale like, very romantic. You tend to attract a lot of romantic partners because you are romantic and you want someone to be romantic too, and vice versa. And I'm hearing your relationships could be like romantic love stories. Like if you wrote a book, it will be a book that people would not want to put down. They would want to know what's going to happen next. You know, you attract like Prince Charmings and princesses, or, you know, it's like that whole rags to riches Cinderella type of connections. I don't know why I'm hearing all these fairy tale, that Snow White type of connections where you went out with people that were disastrous towards you, and then you finally meet, you have those types of relationships where it's like dramatic, but in a romantic dramatic sense. And you generally attract these people because you are a big romantic at heart. You love love, you believe in love, you know. I say it lightly, I guess. I'm not saying you love love like, oh, I have to just go out of anyone to experience love. No, you know when you feel that vibe, that feeling. And generally, when you do connect with people, there's a strong Neptune and Sun connection. So you and your person are always seen Like you're very popular. Some of you could be in the public eye though, or just popular amongst your peers. I keep seeing the word popular there. If I wrote it down on one of my notes yesterday, and it's very mystical and magical. So it's like you're trying to find your match, because on your own you could be that way, but it's like you have to meet someone that is your match, or you generally try to find your ideal, because Neptune is the ideal, but it's make believe. You generally try to find the make believe that is in your imagination. You generally try to bring your fantasy to life, and not by the way, you don't want to connect to the person just by the way that they look. You generally try to get that feeling that you feel that you would want from a partner into reality, and you strive for that, and you are able to manifest that. And the person may not look the way. That's why you don't really emphasize, or you're learning not to emphasize too much on the looks, because it's not just about the way the person looks, but you generally, it's like you chase a feeling. I wouldn't say, yeah, you go after a feeling, and when that feeling is matched, that's when I met them. It's him, it's her. And the person may not look the way, but by the feeling, because you're striving for a certain ethereal, you know, otherworldly type romance that cannot be explained. And some people cannot understand why you end up in certain connections, but you understand on an intuitive spiritual level why you are with who you're with. Now, what type of individuals or spirits say that you should date? Okay, we've got death and rebirth. So maybe you are attracted to Scorpios, or Scorpios are attracted to you, or this is the type that you should go towards, or with this card is very potent, but relationships that allow you to transform and change, and relationships that you can learn from, Spirit is saying, will be helpful. You need to look at your 8th house, what planet, each sign. Look at your natal 8th house, sorry, and also your sun sign's 8th house, and that could be an indication of what sign you should go towards, because that person will help you to transform, to express, to purge, and tap into emotions that are a little bit uncomfortable. But whoever's connecting to your 8th house, your 9th house is about learning as well. Your 5th house and your 7th house is going to be of importance to you. But maybe a Scorpio could be somebody that you would be compatible with, because Scorpios are ruled by the 8th house. 8th house rules death, transformation, money owed to you, money gained. So someone that you can actually, build with and merge with on a spiritual level, because you like deep, spiritual, powerful connections. And I'm hearing Pluto. So you could connect with someone that's got Pluto and Scorpio, or Pluto and Scorpio types could be attracted to you. And I feel as if the physical aspect of your relationship is important to you. So someone that you can have a intense physical connection with, whereby you're both merging within the experience of each other. Maybe transit sex could be of importance in your connections, where you're able to bond and merge and, have deep, intense, meaningful love-making sessions with, where you both create your own synergy within the act, which people do anyway, but generally I feel like with you, it's lovemaking is very intense for you. It's not just the act. It's like you are I can't even find the words. It's otherworldly, it's out of this world, and you need to connect with someone that has that same level of intensity and passion, knows how to get to the depth of emotions and purge them out. Not someone that's repressed. You need to connect with someone that is gonna go deep with you, that can hold your hand. And I feel like you've connected with these individuals already, or you're with someone like this now. But not to leave you there in the depth of your emotions. Walk with you through your healing together, not trauma bonding, healing together by transforming and ridding of the old to transform into the new, to become a better version of you. Spirit is saying you should connect with others that are doing the work, healing or closing. There's something about maturity, having some sort of maturity around death. I'm not saying you have to seek someone that has experienced but someone that will understand the transformation that is residing within you, because they've gone through transformation, they've experienced, great loss, they've got a lot of emotional depth, so they will not be afraid to go to deep, potent conversations with you. Someone that is not going to hide away, someone that is not going to, shut up by the thought of exploring uncomfortable truths. Someone that's not going to be emotionally defensive. Someone that's not going to be emotionally neglectful as well, because you have a lot of depth and you need someone with that same level of depth. Someone that's not afraid to cry, in front of you. Someone that's not going to abandon their own emotions because they can then abandon yours. Someone that's like a Leo or a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, Venus, North, South Node, or Lilith. Someone that is a leader. You need someone that is a leader, someone that is not afraid to go it alone, someone that will stand up for yourself, for themselves, someone that's ambitious, someone that has goals in life and is fearless, not afraid to go after their goals. Someone knows that they are powerful, they are a king, someone that has confidence as well. It's very important. Someone that's not, unstable, like unsure of what they want. You need someone that's sure. You need someone that's confident. Someone that's fun. Someone that you can learn from. For some of you, whoever you end up connecting with could be someone of a different cultural background. They could speak another language. They could live in another part of the world, or someone you could meet this person at university or some sort of higher learning group that you belong to or that you may go to. But someone that is free spirited, someone that's fun, dynamic, someone that loves to travel as well, like a travel buddy. And someone that has someone that you can have a good sex life with as well. Someone that's passionate about life, that has a lot of zest, a lot of, someone that's fun, but someone that has a balance of being fun and also being emotionally rich as well. Someone that's fiery, energetic. Someone that likes to, maybe go hiking, go to the gym, to do some sort of sport, to keep fit. Someone that's passionate, has a lot of passion, and someone that doesn't, keep you in some sort of third party situation, and someone that chooses you. someone that chooses you all the time, every time, the Three of Pentacles, someone that wants to invest in you, someone that wants to build with you and wants the same things as you. And understands that things do take time, but someone that's willing to work on you, and someone that will prioritize you as well, because you are worth it. Part number 3. And for some of you, you could meet this person, you may have met this person already, you could meet them in July, August, November, December, next 2 months, or the next 3 months will be of importance to you. But that is what I have for you. We had another long one. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, and I will speak to you all very soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's been an absolute pleasure, and take care. If you would like a personal reading, please email me and I will get back to you. Take care. Peace out.